Okay, so I should be live. Hopefully. There we go. Now we're live. We're doing the things. There it is. All right. Let me go to F4W now. F4W. Good lord. I suck ass. Today it's just not my day when it comes to tech, man. Today, me and tech just do not get along. It's like me and tech just do not get along. Not at all. Okay, so let me take a screenshot of this. So I want this. Put this in videos. There we go. Hell yeah. See, look, it's doing what I asked it to do. Yay. Okay. Let me get on Discord now. That's wild. Okay. That's wild, wild. But hey, that's what we do. Let's see here. We'll just do ultra low latency. Let's see what that does. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. So where are you at, Discord? There you are. There's Discord. There we go. Okay. Let me give you a call. Let's go there. It does not look like you have a mic.
Good. I'm right here. I'm in.
Do I have a mic? Okay, it looks like I don't have a mic connection at all. And you hear me? Hello? Hello? Okay.
Yes, I hear you very clear.
You can hear me. Okay, cool. All right, sweet. Tech. I gotta love not being at the computer for a while, and then all of a sudden, all these tech issues start happening to me. So glorious. Okay, cool. All right. All right, cool. All right, so let's get.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I'm just hearing like a lot of echo. That's what I'm hearing on my side.
Echo. What do you mean? You probably have my tab open, probably.
Yeah, because I have the kick and Discord open at the same time. That's why.
Yeah. You're probably hearing my video probably twice. Let's see. Share screen. No, I just want to be able to do more option grid view. No. Oh, pop out screen. Wait, I forgot how to do this. Turn on camera. Ah, here we go. Okay. Okay. Let me just do it this way. Hopefully my audio sounds good to all of you beautiful people. Hopefully I'm not too loud, not too low. Hopefully everything sounds good. Let me also make sure under sound settings that all my stuff is set before I start talking. Because today it's just not been my day for tech.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with you and the tech today.
No, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, I had to no, so I had to turn off my I had to turn off the kick live stream so that way I didn't hear too much of the echo coming through my
Earphones.
earbuds.
I get you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
so I turned it
if
off.
you are watching my and to anybody that comes in on Discord or anybody that like joins Discord, make sure you have my tab muted if you are watching me because you will hear me twice if you're on Discord. You'll hear me like 3 times. And yeah, so just let you guys know. Just to give you guys a little bit of what goes on. So, hold on, let's get that going. All right, so hopefully everything is working. I know everything is working now, not dropping any frames. And also, so let me tell you guys this. So we are live on my secondary YouTube channel as well. I don't know what the fuck happened. I had literally no joke. I will tell you guys straight up. And there we go. Now I can hear myself. Mic mirroring. Finally, that also wasn't working. Here we are. Technical issues. I went to go sit down and then I decided, well, okay, maybe it's a plug-in issue with OBS, and that's what it was. So it was making my computer double the encoding. So there you go. So my computer was working double time on what it was trying to do. So that's what happened. That's what I get for trying to wanting to do vertical streaming on one end on the side, and so that's okay. Well, I'll just chop up things and put it up on TikTok, when I have free time to do so. I don't want to be doing 2 separate streams and causing issues with my computer like that. So it is all good either way. Um, we got Smooth Panda in the building. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on? Just was I viewed AEW Dynamite from last night, and it was an okay show, but we're gonna definitely talk about what happened with that tag team match between the Brawling Birds and the Inspiration, because somebody needs to get the call up. What the hell happened?
Well, what I don't understand, you signed. Um, what you did was you signed. Let me rephrase that. You signed the inspiration for a shit ton of money, right? That's what you did. You signed them for a shit ton of money, and then you have
Mm-hmm.
them lose. So let me get this understanding. You have them mother freaking lose. That's what we do on Dynamite. Is this the new thing? We bring in talent, and then here was another thing that a lot of you guys didn't pick up on if you were watching Dynamite last night. Johnny Gargano's coming. Drink that one in. He is coming to AEW. They gave you signs of it when FTR. Literally, I went, oh, they're gonna run. They're just gonna run. They're just gonna run back DIY in AEW. This is what we're doing. So everything
Yep,
that
yep.
Ciampa said in interviews, everything that he said he wants to be the guy, just throw that out the door right now. I'm telling you guys, they're gonna be in AEW. They're gonna be a tag team, and that's what they're gonna utilize them as. They do not see Ciampa as a main eventer. I'm already telling you this now. They do not see him as a main eventer. Get ready for that. And I called that to all of you because I told you Johnny Gargano and his wife are coming to AEW. Gargano's wife will be in the Ring of Honor / AEW, more Ring of Honor than AEW. I don't see them valuing her as AEW main card. I don't see that happening. Get ready for
And you
that
know
one.
what too? No, sir. And you know what too? It was very interesting to see that segment with him being interviewed by Renee Paquette, and then FTR Big- with Big with Big Stoke coming out and just confronting him. And I'm saying to myself, why are they coming to confront him now when he's supposed to be focused on his singles run and regaining the TNT Championship? But the little nugget hit me, and I said, mm, his partner's gonna be coming in very soon because Johnny's Johnny's contract is about to expire with WWE and, along with his wife.
Already has expired. It already expired.
Oh, okay.
That's why you haven't seen them on TV. It's been expired. You know the one
Oh,
thing about
okay.
it. Here's the thing about AEW and WWE that I am so I don't know if you're with me on this one, but I'm getting real sick and tired of them bringing in and giving us one thing, and then all of a sudden in that one thing I'm invested in that one thing, and then you take it away from me the next minute. That's where I'm really kind of just like I'm sitting back just going, I'm kind of over this AEW. Can you just give me one direction with one wrestler? Like, just give me the one direction, let it go for 4 or 5 months. Let me be happy with that. You know, Ciampa should have stayed as champion. Kyle Fletcher did not need the TNT belt at all in this situation. He needs to be more, in my opinion, up in the upper cards. That's where he belongs. He does not belong sitting in the TNT division. I think it's wasteful, and it reminds me a lot of Sammy Guevara and Cody Rhodes, where they should have pulled the trigger long time ago with that one, and Cody should have been your AEW champion to kick off that era. But he did the dumbass thing that I didn't like. Oh well, I'm an EVP, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna take the belt away from my own self. I'm gonna go hang myself, no pun intended, and be the messenger that got shot. If you know the two sayings there, and he did that. That's what
Hmm.
Cody Rhodes did, and it did not benefit him at all. It did not benefit him, and it made it worse. Fans booed him even worse at that time. And I'm also
Yeah.
feeling the same way about Cody and WWE at this moment. Like we need to get. I'm Cody fatigued at this point, and I get they're pushing him like John Cena, but I'm just Cody fatigued. Everywhere I turn, it's Cody Rhodes, Cody, 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 and it's like, look,
True.
Cody's great. Don't get me wrong, but I'm really digging the Roman, and we're gonna be going off the rails a little bit on here because I've had tech issues, and then also too, I was supposed to do Monday Night Raw, and I didn't really get to it, so we're gonna cover it here, and so you're getting like a 3-for-1 review technically. Um,
Oh yes.
Tonight, I'm just gonna say AEW was all over the place. And I don't agree with everybody saying it's a shit show. It was garbage. It wasn't garbage. It was just all over the place. It's like Tony Khan books wild at times. Like he's a wild pitcher in like the ninth inning. You don't know what you're gonna get. Like you just really don't know what you're gonna get with Tony Khan. 1 minute Tony
Hmm.
Khan's turning around, and then you're getting this, and then the next minute you're getting that, and then the next minute you don't know what you're gonna get with Tony. So
Of
that's just
course.
how I feel about right now about AEW currently. I love the product. I think they are better than WWE in my opinion right now as far as storylines go. They did one
Hmm.
good thing, and I wish that they did it at Revolution instead. And if they're going to do the Bullet Club type deal, I would rather see Jay White be there too. And you can have two legends in my eyes right now in the works for AEW, Jay White and David Finlay. And the problem is with me is I don't know what they're gonna do with David Finlay because they have him part of this War Dogs faction. And if you're gonna do it, just do the Bullet Club thing. At this point, just
True.
do Bullet Club in AEW. You'd be better off
True.
because
True.
I don't know what
Because
they're gonna do.
uh,
I really don't know what they're gonna do honestly with David Finlay because David Finlay either you do two things, and this is where I told you last week when we were talking about
yes,
Elimination Chamber. They have too much talent for main eventers, too many,
too many. Hmm.
and it's making it
So now,
complicated.
no, I'm saying so now you bring in David Finley to go with Clark Connors and Gabe Kidd, okay, to form the the dogs because you can't use War Dogs because Bullet Club is no more after about what 11 after 12 years
Well,
now.
okay, well AEW is running the War Dogs technically. That's what they're doing. They're running the War Dogs anyway.
Okay,
So my thing is, if it's dead in New Japan, then I'm assuming New Japan is allowing AEW to possibly do Bullet Club in AEW. Um, I'm for it. Like, look, I
yeah,
think I think Personally, if it, I wish the Death Riders and Bullet Club would come together though. That's the two things I wish would
Yeah.
happen. Because John Moxley, I think John Moxley, David Finlay, and a Switchblade would be a great three-team leaders. I think they would be cool as shit. Because
Ooh.
John Moxley's evil in himself. David Finley's good in his own right, and Switchblade was the
Yeah.
original one of the second leader of Bullet Club. So
Hmm.
it would be very very interesting to see what they do with all that.
Well, right now they have to wait till Jay White comes back from injury. Also, to what's his name? Austin is it Austin the Colton Gun that's injured?
It seems like both of them are, and and what are we doing? Here's another
No.
thing. Here's another thing I'm going to say. Private Party, where are
Hmm.
we? Private Party, where are we? I need you
I,
back ASAP
I
because
guess
that tag team division is garbage.
I guess the well, I don't know what is the status of their contract. That's what I would like to know because
The last time I checked, they were frozen. They were one of the many that got frozen. Chris Jericho's another one that got frozen. That's why you haven't seen Chris Jericho, and I don't think you're gonna see Chris Jericho this year for WrestleMania either. And if you do, that'll be
no,
shocking.
yeah, no, but getting back to what get but going off topic, what you was talking about with Champa and how they were giving us Champa at least as a singles competitor for about a few weeks, and now you're gonna put him in as a tag team. Yeah, AEW always catches himself up with a conundrum sometimes because you put the belt on the TNT Championship title on Champa, then he has to face off against Kyle Fletcher before Fletcher goes to his home country of Australia. So you basically did this trade off of okay, Ciampa loses the belt, Kyle Fletcher regains it, goes to his hometown of Australia, faces off against Mark Briscoe, and gets his hometown chair because you know it was a promo that if you remember, there was a promo. It was the week before that TNT Championship match with Kyle Fletcher, and Fletcher said that I will not go back. I will not go back to my homeland without a title.
Well, they did that for a reason. It's typical, like WWE does, give it to the hometown person or have them lose severely bad. I wasn't surprised they gave
Yeah.
it to Kyle Fletcher, but he didn't need the belt. Kyle Fletcher. Here's my problem with AEW. You flip flopped your title. Here's your thing. You flip flop your title. You're gonna have to flip flop it back because supposedly MJF has some shit to do movie wise. I think he's got another role or something like that.
Mhm.
I believe. Um,
Oh,
it's just to me with AEW, you need to have a clear direction of where you want to go and a clear picture of where you want to go because you don't
and
have
did
a
you not
clear
also
picture. Go ahead.
and did you not also see MJF criticizing WWE as well?
Yeah, see, that's what I don't understand. The guy is hot and cold. He says he lives the character, but my whole thing with MJF has always been the same. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. Um, I sometimes I just wish he would keep his mouth quiet. Shut his mouth sometimes, keep it to itself.
Y-
Moment.
Yeah, and I'm saying so. Let me get this straight. Okay, we talked about we've talked about it with WWE's ticket prices that are very high compared to AEW, and how AEW's are more affordable now than WWE. But for MJF to come out and say that, and you're the champion of of a competitor to WWE, quote unquote competitor to WWE, which I would say right now AEW still has to grow as that big time promotion. But if you want to say quote unquote competitor to WWE, fine. Your champion is saying something about it. No, I would tell my champion, you do what you got to do. Keep your mouth shut. Don't worry about what the other company is doing, and focus on being the champion of the promotion. Because you put yourself in a now you put yourself in a spot to where WWE talent is looking at you saying, "Well, what the hell's going on here? We don't worry about you." But let's face it, WWE talent does sometimes worry about AEW, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, all companies do, to be real honest with you. I mean, if WWE and AEW, here's my problem with MJF, right?
Hmm.
They don't know what to do with him. They still haven't figured out what to do with him yet. Look, he should be the guy. He should have like a Ciampa run in my eyes. Ciampa black and gold. He lost his title so many times. He finally got it. He should be holding on to, like, he should be naming his belt. I know it's the Triple B, but he should also name it too and hold on to it like it's coming out of style. Like pull out a. To me, it reminds me a lot of Chris Jericho before he 2000, I would believe 2008. Chris Jericho, where Chris Jericho had the belt for a minute there and he was holding on to it any
Hmm.
way he could. He should do that. But instead,
Yes.
and I want to make this clear to anybody that's coming to watch the show. Look, I want to say this. I'm not hating on AEW. It's just you had a clear direction on where you were going to go for Revolution, right? And then all of a sudden you're tapering off and you're adding things to it. You're trying to make your show way too many matches now at this point. You have Bandito and Andrade, which is going to be one hell of a match. I think those two will kill each other in a ring and it'll be a killer match. But again, that's another match on the card. Then on top of it, you're adding Tenkla and probably Chris Statlander there. So there's another match that you're adding to that card. You're adding way too many matches, and you don't need. And to me, Tony Khan, you don't need to overdo it. Just have
Then
you. You
and
could
then
have.
too you have the Continental Championship between the champion Moxley and the challenger Takeshita with no time limit. So we don't know how long that's gonna go.
And then you also have the new match that they added with. And you know what? I like seeing. What's his face? Brody King. I like seeing him getting featured. I think him and Swerve will
Yes,
kill it. I love it.
yes.
I like
Hmm.
the fact I've always said this. Swerve is a better heel. Literally, he's just the best heel you got on AEW, and keep him that way. I always
Hmm.
said
Keep them.
when you turned him face, it did not go so well for me.
No, no. Now it's coming out to where okay, I am very much feeling him on this, and this is and because he's a heel, Brody King's a face. Hey, let them face off and find out who's the most dangerous man in AEW. So that's going to be a very good match. But the main event, as we know, between MJF and Adam Page on that, I will get we will definitely get to that when we talk about the trios match
Well, here. I'll
because
start
it's
with that. I'll start with that match real quick. I disagree with another Texas Death Match. Let's start there. Number one, I would rather
okay.
have these two start with maybe like make it Adam Page versus MJF in a last man standing match. I'm tired of Adam Page getting his whole stigma is literally Texas death match. Oh wait, bull rope match, Texas death match, bull rope match. No, can we just, for the love that's holy for me, can we put him in a last man standing match? Or better at 3 stages of fucking hell. If we're gonna go that far, make it really hard for him to, like, 3 stages of hell. Or better at a last man standing match. Or sorry,
Hmm.
an Iron Man match. Go that
Yes.
way. And then at the end
Or
have him get screwed over.
ooh, ooh. Or do like what you did with the undisputed WWE Championship match between Drew Drew and Cody.
Exactly.
Do it like that.
Or
Do it
or
like
what
that
you
way.
or what you
Yeah.
could honestly do too. I didn't mean to interrupt there, but what they could also do
Yeah.
is they could pull 90s wrestling. Stone Cold Steve Austin, where he got screwed over, and at once upon a time, you guys remember he got fired when he got screwed over and got fired by Vince. Next minute, as
Yep.
kayfabe story, they could do something like that, and then they can go, well, here's a clause in his, Adam Page can Hitman, or sorry, or Hangman. Sorry, I call him sometimes. My bad. I know somebody's gonna quote me in the comments section. No, you called him. Yeah, I know. Um, so Hangman to me, he can have a whole storyline where he could literally, no joke, figuratively and honestly, figuratively, have somewhere where he can have a beef with AEW and take it up to the highest thing, and then okay, at their biggest pay per view, okay, we run it back at MJF, blah blah blah. Here we go, and then they make it worth a damn, and then give him his WrestleMania moment. But they won't do that. I just have this. I don't know how you feel, but I just feel like they're just gonna swap titles again. That's where we're heading.
Yeah, yeah, because they gave you AEW just planted what's to come for that because of the fact that they dropped the trios title to the Don Callis families, Mark Davis, Kyle Fletcher, and Okada.
Right.
Just like just like I told you, just like, and we're going off topic here. Just like I told you what happened with Rhea Ripley when she and her and Io dropped the women's tag team championships. Everything was foreshadowed because before then that elimination chamber match, it was it was okay. Rhea's up in there, and it's a toss up. But once she lost the title, it was okay. Rhea's the favorite. There we go.
Right. And
That's like what. That's
that's
like.
another thing. That's another thing I feel about AEW too. I don't want this to seem like I'm hating on AEW. It's just like you guys are trending up right now. Like you guys are literally trending up, and everybody's trying to take their mind off of the world of things, what's going on around us. But with some good old
And
wrestling, and at the end of the day, people are coming and flocking over in groves to your platform. Why? Here's why: because WWE's putting on shit shows. That's what they're doing.
then
They're putting
yeah.
on blunders, and they don't care about
hmm
the fans. So here's AEW, and to me, I feel they go 10 steps forward, 10 steps back. And Tony Khan, look, this is where I say, like, Tony Khan, let you have Danielson, you have these people there. Let them book for you. Let them
Yes.
be control of some storylines every once in a while.
Or like what we spoke about before. He could have brought in Scott Demore
Yes, he could have.
because he could have, but Demore's doing Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, which they about to do a show with Ring of Honor.
Well, again, Scott. Here's the thing. Here's the thing I feel. Here's the thing I feel about currently. I was watching. I watched NXT this week. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I did watch NXT this week, and let me tell you about NXT. I sat back with NXT, said they did a great move right now with Soruko. The way they're doing her, the way they're setting her
Yes.
up, I actually clapped. I actually said, this is how you need to do it. You need to have a blood feud between these two before she leaves the door. Have a blood feud and have her have the title for like a month or two. Let her go out on her own terms and give her the belt that she deserves and let it be a blood feud between her and Zarya. And then at the end of it, let Suroku put over Zarya at the end of it and let Zarya be the ultimate heel at that point.
Yeah, Ultimate Badass. Because right now, to me, JC Jane is main event ready. That's it. She's main roster ready. Drop the title. Fallon Henley, have Fallon Henley drop the speed title, and let those two go to the main roster. And then Lainey Reed is gonna work herself in NXT, and eventually she's gonna join them on the main roster. Because right now, JC Jane is it. She's got it. She's got the mic work. She's got the title. She knows what she's doing with the title. She knows what she's doing with her character. Next thing, main roster. That's how I feel about her.
And I'm also going to tell you guys this. I saw a burial last night, AEW, and it was a shame. I went shame, shame, shame. I
Mm-mm.
just went
Me
so much
too.
shame. I just went, what are we doing as in fans with that one? You brought the inspiration. and give TNA their golf clap. They did not keep their music. They did not copyright their music. Same with the Rascals. So you guys got to give TNA their due. You got to give them a clap on that one. But here's my problem. You brought in these two big money, and you're telling me that they need to lose to Jamie Hayter, that's been there for more than a cup of coffee, and Alex Windsor, that they didn't need that victory there. Look, the Brawling Birds are going to be fine. They're going to be fine for what they are. I just think, to me, like, the inspiration, you brought them in, you have them have a gimmick of nut up or shut up. That's what they're basically going with. Balls up, basically. And you
Yeah,
made them look like I'm sorry, you made them look stupid. You made their whole
I
gimmick look
felt
stupid.
I felt that way too because I said, wait a minute, you was this is supposed to be one. It was they were one of your coveted free agent signings, and you made them look like fools. You made them look like total dog shit last night. I had to be like, wait a minute, okay, so the Inspiration is gonna have their first debut match on Dynamite. Yeah, but then what we find out is the Brawling Birds. We said, oh damn it, why couldn't they just why couldn't they just have like a get it like a 3 minute squash victory at least? Build them up and let the Brawling Birds do what they gotta do in Collision. Not to have them get faced off and now we have to question where does the Inspiration go from here?
I think the Inspiration will probably be most likely. Doesn't Ring of Honor have women's tag team belts too? Is that the thing?
No, no.
They don't.
Because no, because not main roster of AEW have it, but
I thought
AEW
Ring of
have it.
Honor.
So
I thought Ring of Honor had their own version of women's tag team belts. So I was wrong. Okay. Um,
no, no, they don't.
the
Not at the
problem is
moment.
with AEW. They sign these talents, right? This is the thing I feel about the heavyweight division. You have David Finlay now. You have Brody King fighting for it. Swerve fighting for it. Um, this is where the other titles should come into play. I don't understand this. Jack Perry should take that belt right off of that national title. Just take that right off of Ricochet, because he's a clown. I love
Yeah,
Ricochet. Love what he did in Lucha Underground back in the day. I love what he did starting in WWE. But the stuff that he's doing now, I shit all over this, because honestly, he should lose the belt at this point and give it to Jack. Let Jack go around for a while with the national belt. Give Jack a rub for once. See, this is the problem. Jack's been sitting on ice cold street for a while. Give the guy the national
yeah,
title, because I know they're going to have a match somewhere for that national title. Then here's what I do with that. Start having Jack run the gauntlet, like open challenges a week. Start, like, you need to have an open challenge guy, and I think Jack would be that. And then two, for the love of holy, can I get an Okada every week? Why are we treating Okada like Roman Reigns when he's not Roman Reigns? We're treating him every week like he's Roman Reigns. Put him on television, not in a three-way, not in a tag team, not in a 10-man tag. Can we, for the love of holy, put him and have him defend his belt once in a while? It's getting old. It's getting old to watch Okada sit there and look goofy. And then what's next? He's gonna win the tag team belts, because that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna layer him with belts for no reason with Kyle Fletcher, which makes no sense. What I would like to see is Okada turn on the Don Callis family and become his own shit and be done with it all. Because the Don Callis family does not need any more members. They need less members now at this point.
and less because they just got Trent Beretta back from injury. But who's the one that's gonna turn on them is and they already planted it for you. They already planted it for everybody to see. It's Konosuke Takeshita.
Should have been. Should have been months ago. Personally, Takeshita, literally, New Japan was pushing him. He won the World Heavyweight title, and I went, you know what? That's the guy you put the belt on right after he loses that belt. You turn around, you make him the man of AEW, and I just don't think they have faith in him like that. I don't think Tony Khan sees him as the guy. But to me, that could be your Shohei Ohtani of AEW right there. I said it like Takeshita, has been talking shit on and off wrestling about his position in AEW and how he likes New Japan more than he does the AEW. The reasons why, because he's being booked like a 5-star champion. That's why.
Yeah, yeah, and New Japan knows knows at least what to do with him. So that's where
And the
Tony, and that's where Tony Khan has a lot to learn as well.
Well, here's my thing, and I tell this to people all the time, and when it comes to AEW, problem is Tony Khan signed too many wrestlers that are main eventer guys that were coming out of New Japan, and David Finlay, I'm happy he is in AEW right now. Seriously, WWE had nothing for him. If you read the reports, there was nothing for him in WWE. He would have been sitting on the bench. That's what's happening with Royce Keys in Lifetime. Royce Keys was just a
Hmm.
ploy. Here, we'll give you everything that you want in WWE, but they're not utilizing him. That Rusev spot that should be given to him over Uma should be Royce Keys and him in the opposite book because Royce Keys needs it more than Uma Femi, honestly. That's just my personal opinion. Royce Keys needs to
But
be
see,
pushed, but they don't
but see,
feel that way.
but but see also too now that you got now that you got Obafemi, you got like it's like three big guys that now you have to start. But now that creative has to start, fitting them in. So I mean, where does it go? And then too with that Rusev is like, oh, here Rusev sort of complaining about things in WWE. Well, you had it good in AEW, and all you had to do was do your job, and you would have moved up. But now you in WWE, he's very much ice cold to me, man.
Well, the thing about Rusev, here was the problem. Rusev didn't want to cooperate with Tony Khan on booking. Tony Khan has admitted on multiple occasions, if I believe it right, on multiple different podcasts. He's on these no-name podcasts, which is wild to me. He's basically said he gave Rusev the ball, and Rusev didn't like the creative direction. Rusev refused. And like I was like, Rusev was he was sitting on the couch making Roman Reigns money and didn't want to put on the show at all. Period for Tony Khan. Like this
Yeah,
guy was
like
gonna be multiple time TNT champion. What it looked like. It looked like they were gonna have him
yeah,
run as the world heavyweight champion, and it possibly pretty much be Cesaro. Or sorry, Claudio Castagnoli. Basically, he was gonna be Claudio Castagnoli basically before Claudio Castagnoli even touched dirt into AEW.
yeah. So and now you want to start complaining about things, please. And next week with that match with Obafemi, Oba's just going to continue moving himself up to where I see Oba in probably the next year or two becoming world heavyweight champion.
Well, exactly. But here's my other thing when it comes to Rusev too. Rusev, you're teasing Rusev Day, right? And his wife, on and off wife. We don't know. Divorced, not divorced. Divorced, not divorced. Is she showing up in WWE? My thing with Lana is bring her in. You have a partnership with TNA. Bring in Great Wall, formerly known as one of the Vandal twins or whatever it was back in the day. Bring him in.
The
Have him be the voice.
the vaudevillains.
Vaudevillains, thank you, and have him be the guy. Have him come back and be the voice.
Now, but see,
Let's
right, but see, he's retired too, and he's kind of loving what he does as a play-by-play as a
Well, yeah,
commentator on TNA.
he could still do his stuff on Monday. If we're gonna have Rusev, have him come and be the voice for Rusev Day. Pay him a shit ton of money. Have him be a manager, and then he could still do his Thursday whatever with he could do whatever he wants to do with TNA.
Yeah,
The
with Tom
thing with
Hannafin. Yeah.
Rusev needs a push at this point, and it's either you don't or you sit him on the bench, or basically what you would do. My thing with Royce Keys, you should. I was right when I called it. I said here's they're gonna do. They're gonna sign him to fuck with AEW. Here we are, and they're gonna do nothing with him because they don't know what to do with big men like him. And they
No,
already
they
have
don't.
one. They have one big man already, Uma Fami, that they're already pushing. They can't have two pushing on two sides. They need one big guy. So what you do is go put Royce Keys in NXT. Go have him do what Uma was doing before. Just copy paste. I'm fine with that. Royce Keys come in, be a badass, hold the title. Because right now, currently, and how I feel about the title scene in NXT is the same how I feel about TNA. That's all over the place. So, and I like Joe Henry. Don't get me wrong. I love Joe Henry. But Joe Henry's already main roster ready. He does not need to learn the WWE way anymore. He needs to be on the main roster at this point and have him be that gimmick character that he needed to be. I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, yeah, and also too, the main roster crowd is already with is already on to Joe Hendry, so he will make a efficient transition from NXT onto the main roster. So that's not a problem with that.
No. And my other thing with these roster moves that they're making, WWE, and I get Danhausen. That was the other thing on Monday I didn't like at all. Danhausen came out once again. Here's my soil thing, and I went, okay, dude, you have just confirmed to me, and do not go on podcast say, oh, WWE's giving me it. No, you're the next R-Truth. Shut the fuck up. You're the next R-Truth. Stop it. Triple H is
Wait,
using you as a circus character, brother. There is no doubt
wait,
about
wait.
that.
Listen. If I was just looking at one of the shorts from Brian Alvarez on his show, and he said basically everybody in the crowd was just quiet and they booed after that. Yeah, they booed because you did not give them at least this mini vignette of who is coming. They would have probably knew who was coming from the little vignette. Then you shut. Then
That's the typical WWE did though. They did that with Shinsuke when he first came into WWE. They did the same shit with him. They didn't give you a
hmm
reason when he was on main roster because I'm sorry guys, I know I'm going to say this and don't take this the wrong way, but a lot of wrestling fans that only watch two shows, you don't watch the good stuff. You don't watch the little cranny shit that's really good. You only watch the two shows, and that's why you cry on X and whatchamacallit, because you guys are constantly bitching because you don't watch the other shows. And then all of a sudden you become a fan, and then once you become a fan, all of a sudden you think you know everything. And then when you bring up old school stuff about that said wrestler, dude, I don't understand. You don't. So you're not a real fan. I'm sorry. That's like that would be like me going up to somebody as a sports fan, right? This would be like me going, I'm a Kobe Bryant fan, but I am a Lakers fan. And then I go, name me one thing Kobe Bryant did as a Laker. Name me something. You can't. That's called being a casual fan. It's like LeBron James fans. Same shit, same principle. You're not a real LeBron James fan just because he does the whole dust thing that he spreads up in the air. That's the only thing you know. That does not make you a fan. Sorry to tell you that. So WWE
no,
fans to me are like these main roster fans. Man, go watch the other stuff. Go learn about your wrestler. You'll find out
yeah,
your wrestler.
go learn about the other programs that now WWE as is quote unquote partner with, like TNA and AAA, because those superstars is going to be that are wrestling there now. They're coming through the they're coming through the pipeline to NXT and the main roster. So
It's
they
like
gotta get used.
Iguana. It's like Iguana, right? A lot of people didn't
Yeah,
know who he was. I knew who he was because I watched AAA on not on a regular, but I watched AAA enough. I see what AAA is all about.
and what's his name? The other one that loves to dance a lot, but he could put on a good show in the ring.
Is that the one with the skeleton, right? The skeleton suit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's also really good, and I've seen him multiple times. He was also in CMLL for a while there too.
Oh yes, yep.
They're
Man,
legends in
listen,
their own
please.
right.
hmm Like I said, I remember watching AAA growing up, growing up in the '90s when it used to be on Spanish TV every Sunday. That and CMLL, because the
Yeah.
both of them would have like their taped. It would be like their tape broadcast, but you would always see guys like Conan, Rey Mysterio Jr., Eddie and Hector the Guerreros, what's his name? Atlantis Senior, all those guys. And now that you see them partner up with WWE, with Triple A, it's just that now everybody's got to learn because they're gonna be coming through that pipeline. They're gonna come to the main roster, and you have to know about them. So you gotta familiarize yourself with the main roster fans.
See, that's why I can't fully shit on Danhausen the way, like, okay, maybe in our Elimination Chamber review that I did with you, maybe I did shit on him and people were booing, but I already wasn't really a fan of having him in WWE. TNA, different story. MLW, different story. He fits those things. He does not fit a WWE. But then I turned around and I went, okay, I completely understand it now because Triple H needs a fulfillment. Because Triple H, as you know, he likes his circus gimmicks. So R-Truth is that. That's why you saw R-Truth when they signed him back, which I went, I wish R-Truth would have stand on principle and said, you know what, fuck that. I'm gonna go over here. Fuck WWE. I'm gonna go over here and prove myself before I retire. Because R-Truth, let me tell you guys this little fun fact about me. I'm a big R-Truth fan. I was a Ron Killings fan way before R-Truth. And I said it all along. He was just Vince McMahon's little circus act with Gold Dust. It wasn't even funny when R-Truth can actually Ron Killings when he came out on the mic in TNAW NWA days and he come out on the mic saying, "I'm gonna kill your ass." I was like, "Damn, this dude is my guy." This is when I watched NWA TNA, even when they were on back in the day Fox Sports. This is what I watched it for. You know, that's what I enjoyed
Mm-hmm.
him for. But him in WWE, it's just like what a waste. What a waste of the next year and a half of R-Truth. You know, like to me, like he deserves better than what he's getting.
And they signed up for a shit ton of money too.
Yeah, they were trying to keep him away from you know who and you know why. Cause
Yeah, 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 yeah.
he did admit he got a nice offer from TK,
Oh
and
yeah.
Nick
Mm-hmm.
Khan had to go save the day EA to apologize to him for treating him like shit. If it was
Yeah,
me,
because this. Mm-hmm.
I would stand it
No,
on
I
that
was
principle.
no, I was saying, and the fans really revolted and said, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What? Our truth, our truth getting let go from WWE." And the thing too, he probably couldn't go to AEW because he could have, but it was too much with the fans revolting.
I
Too much.
he was already entertaining offers. R-Truth was already saying he was an unrestricted free agent. He was already he already was looking over an AEW offer, and Nick Khan called at the last minute. Anyway, I'm here to save the day. Yay! That's what happened with R-Truth. Nick Khan, Nick Khan didn't do, and then Nick Khan comes out, the dumbass comes out the next minute, goes, "I did it for the fans." You didn't do it for the fans. You don't give
And
a
you
Nick
shit.
Khan,
You
Nick
don't.
Khan.
You
You
don't
don't
get.
give a shit about the
Mm-mm.
fans. You don't care. Nick Khan don't
You don't
care.
give a shit. Bro, bro. Like, I would have told Nick Khan, shut the fuck up. Because for real, you care about the fans? What? Oh, let me guess. I'm gonna charge you a certain amount of money, and you're gonna be happy with it. Just like your partner Triple H says, hey, you come enjoy the show and keep your mouth shut. Didn't he tell you that?
You know, no, I knew Triple H says those things. That's why I don't like him as a promoter. Like he
Yeah.
lost my
So
respect. Triple H lost my respect a year ago when they were chanting AEW chants, and he turned around and he laughed at everybody. He said, "Go ahead and watch that show. You can watch the inferior product." When he said that, and I
they were,
went, "Oh my."
but that was they were chanting that at after Saturday night's main event in Washington D.C.
Yep. Well,
That
they've been
was the
chanting it.
one.
They've been chanting it 4 times in a row because every time WWE screws up or fucks up, like the last
Yeah,
two, I will literally give WWE their credit for the last pay per view. I know I kind of was down on it, but I'll give them some credit. They did some things that I liked, and they didn't do a lot of things that I liked. But I will say the show was mid, and I still agree with what we said. The show was mid, and then
yeah, it was
Raw.
mid.
I was texting you and I was saying, did you watch Raw? Because literally, they're turning it up a whole nother level. And please give me more of this because this is what they need to be doing. I don't
I almost
WWE could be PG for me. Just turn up.
yes,
You don't have to be rated R, PG-13. You don't have to do fuck ice or whatever like AEW's doing. Just crank it up a little bit. Just
yeah,
dial it up slightly.
because no, because we had discussed about this. What was it like? 20. It was yeah, it was about like a little over a year ago, and we said what? How is how are they going to at least bring back a little bit of that crude language being on Netflix? Because Netflix can allow you to do that, but WWE standards is okay. Well, we're TV 14, and we still want to at least convey our message to the fans. But okay, we'll let you have a little rope with the crude language. But what I heard Monday night in that main event segment, I almost went like this. Okay, okay. So Roman, you're shooting like you're giving us a little bit of tea like WWE Unreal. Basically, that's what he did. Did you heard when you heard that? Did you?
I did, but here's the thing though. I think WWE could turn it up when they want to turn it up. I don't think Netflix has an issue with them turning it up as long as it stays in that barrier of PG and PG-13. I think Netflix doesn't care. I think Netflix wants to
No.
return an investment at this point. I think Netflix is really looking at WWE like, look, you're on a short rope right now because all you hear from Netflix is their views are just down hardcore every week. So they
Yeah.
need they need to pump up some shit.
Yeah, because for me, when we were talking, when I like saw them at least make that transition to Netflix, I wanted to see how WWE was just gonna say, you know what, we're gonna let it loose a little bit because Netflix is allowing us to do it. It's not so much Netflix, Netflix adjusting to WWE. It's WWE that had to get adjusted to Netflix because because okay, your show's going from prime. What will we say? Prime time
Well,
TV and
I
US.
think WWE. I think this is what WWE is doing. They're testing the waters out here on Netflix to see streaming, right? And I told you this the other day when I feel AEW, right? So Warner Brothers Discovery owns 5% or 6% of AEW, right? Or some type of majority stake or whatever it is. My thing with AEW is this: they're probably going to buy out whatever it is when this deal happens. If it is Paramount or it goes through whatever and it falls apart, whatever. If this happens, I predict this in the next 2-3 years. I don't see AEW on HBO or on at all. I don't see them on TNT. I really don't. I see them on Amazon. I do. I do. I really
Yes,
do. I think
yeah,
Amazon and them will be a great partner.
because remember Amazon came with an offer for AEW last year.
Yes, they did.
They they came with an offer for them last year because they basically said, hey AEW, we can put both your main shows of Dynamite and Collision, and also have Ring of Honor on there too.
Well, my here's
Because
here's my
basically,
well here's my thing with AEW. They're trying it out with pay-per-views. The pay-per-views are going well. That's why they made the offer they did. And the other one too is I don't know if you feel this way, but I think if that merger happens with Paramount, I don't think I think because they're friends, I think Larry Ellison and all that, because they have UFC. I don't think UFC is going to have their competitor to WWE on the same television or on the same streaming platform. I don't see
Yes,
that.
same streaming platform. Nope, no, that's not gonna happen. Which means, well, and that deal is gonna go through because
You think
because
so?
you know who is the president, and he will make sure that deal goes through because he's good friends with Larry Ellison, Larry and David. Is
True.
that basically is
That's very true. But
yeah
I
because
don't see it going through for many reasons. Not because either side. I just seeing it falling apart when I was listening to the former FTC lady, that the one that was trying to get Microsoft not to do what they did, and then Microsoft ended up lying at the end of it all and played everybody to get that deal
yes,
across the board. Um,
yeah,
I really do
yes,
think that this one will fall apart. I think it'll be a T-Mobile, AT&T, or it'll be vice versa. I think this will fall apart before it even gets started. If it goes through, I will be amazed because Paramount will own 50% of the industry, to be honest with you. But as I said this to somebody in my house. It good on Netflix for not buying it. They didn't need them. Netflix did not need Paramount or didn't need Warner Brothers Discovery to begin with. Netflix is doing
no,
fine on their own. I think Netflix, if they
no,
wanted to, they can create their own news station. They can create their own shit. They don't need. They have shown if they've been very optimistic on what they're doing. Do I agree with this whole Ronda Rousey fight on their platform? No, but it will sell views. Oh yeah, it'll
oh
sell
well,
views, and they know what they're doing. My thing with AEW is, and I said under this, if the partnership does happen and everything happens, I'm with you. I think it will go through, but at the same time, I do feel like it's going to be an AT&T T-Mobile. If you guys don't remember, AT&T and T-Mobile were going to merge together as one company, and then Sprint was
yeah.
that was before Sprint was going to come in, and it fell apart because I believe people felt that it was going to be a monopoly of AT&T and T-Mobile, and now we find out no, T-Mobile's just a monopoly on itself after they bought Sprint. Unfortunately.
Yeah. They did buy Sprint.
Yeah, and then they bought US Cellular recently. So if you guys are a US Cellular person, you're owned by T-Mobile now. So there you go.
Yeah, and also Metro because I have Metro. It used to be Metro PCS. Then T-Mobile
Yep.
acquired that, and it's Metro by T-Mobile. So basically, I'm still Metro, but I'm also using the T-Mobile 5G network.
Right. Well, I have their other company that they bought out. I have Mint Mobile, so I have Mint Mobile for my day-to-day phone. So I'm happy with Mint Mobile. T-Mobile's not bad in my area. It's pretty much T-Mobile, AT&T in my area. Anything else outside of that, it's pretty much garbage.
Yeah,
Verizon, forget about it.
I used to have T-Mobile, and T-Mobile was very expensive as far as the cell phone service was concerned. Back in like the 2000s.
Well, T-Mobile's expensive unless you go out like Verizon, unless you go outside of it and do the MVNO thing, the second carrier thing.
Hmm.
Um, so guys, just gonna say this: the inspiration they got buried, and I'm gonna keep saying this to a team that did not need a victory. You could, and here's another thing: the inspiration they have a hot music video that they were using in
Yes,
TNA. Can we get that like seriously for them? Like,
yes.
I do not like this whole intro that they had going into it. I wish they would do something cute, something cool.
Yeah,
They are a sexy, and by the way, and I know probably why, um, what's her name is getting, uh was it Kelsey Lee? Her husband
is
is,
Jesse McKay, Cassie
yeah,
Lee's husband is Sean Spears.
yeah, Sean Spears in WWE. So I get why some of that had to happen last night. Because I guess Sean Spears left a sour taste in people's mouth in AEW, I guess, as he was walking out the
He,
door.
he did, he did.
And
So now the wife gets the short end of the stick.
Basically. Another thing is Ciampa. Look, and I said this last night too. Ciampa, pull the trigger. Pull the trigger on him. Either you do pull the trigger or you don't. Ciampa needs to go for the next belt. And the next belt to me, have him run into Okada at this point. Have him go against Kyle Fletcher. That's what you're going to do. You're probably going to hot potato that title to from Kyle to him again. Or at Revolution, we may get the lights dark and we may see Johnny Gargano and his wife. And then we may see a vignette in the next 20 days of Johnny Gargano is all elite. And I'm going to turn around and go, Ciampa, you look like a hypocrite now because you were on podcast saying you were going to be a one-man army. You're going back to your roots. You're going to be a one-man army. And you're absolutely doing the reverse of that.
I feel as though that they should just let Johnny do a singles run for a bit and then eventually pair them together.
Well, they're going to have no choice of putting them together because they have no really a tag team division. They don't really have a tag team division. It's unfortunate. Because look, you brought up, I said this, you should have Lee Johnson and this whatever they're called.
Blake Johnson, Blake Christian on the Swirl.
The Swirl, they should have had them up on the roster. If you're not going to have faith in bringing Private Party back or signing them to a new thing, then put the Rascals there. I know Wesley deserves better than what he is in right now. Wesley is a TNT champion because he did hold that North American title pretty nicely and cut really nice promos against Trick Williams once upon a time. So, Xavier, Damien Xavier deserves Desmond Xavier deserves a lot better in AEW than he's in. Some of these talents they signed. And by the way, and people had said about Trey Miguel and that whole situation, and I made a video on that, and I said, Trey Miguel did not need AEW. AEW needed him. And let's get for real here. He didn't need to be in the Rascals to begin with. He was bigger than the Rascals to begin with. I said that a long time ago with him when he became X Division champion, the first go. I said he doesn't need the Rascals. The Rascals are holding him back. Desmian Xavier, he needs the Rascals. There's a difference. Because Xavier, his character does not hold water like that. He needs to be in a tag team. He's kind of like Nick and Matt Jackson in a way. Or how can I say it? It's like Johnny Gargano and Ciampa. Like they could be singles guys here and there and do well, but ultimately they're better as a tag team to me. You know, but Ciampa in itself, I liked him as the Psycho Killer when he was in TNA or Impact back in the day. I don't understand why they're not doing this now, and I'm tired of him in these promo vignettes. Give a guy a belt, or have this guy go on a winning streak for a while.
Yeah. I feel that he's gonna get the TNT title back from Kyle Fletcher. They just gave Kyle Fletcher like a whole homecoming type of deal, but now they're gonna take away that title from him. Now that Kyle also have the trios title, so that's it with that. But let's get to that AEW world title match. What are your feelings on that?
The world title match with Jet Speed.
With the Jet Kevin Knight and the champion MJF. I felt as though with Kevin Knight, he showed something to me. He showed something to me last night.
So here's my personal opinion about Kevin Knight, right? So here it is. I'll give it to you cut raw and uncut, like I always say to everybody. Kevin Knight, they're doing him all wrong. To me, put him in situations where he can win. For you started with him as a tag team guy, okay, with Speedball. You should have had him won the tag team belts. You didn't. Then what they should have done was from there had them hold the belts, then turn him heel, right? Turn him heel, and then turn him around and have him win like a national title. Have him go over here. He seems like he's gonna be a pillar, like he's gonna be the next Swerve in a lot of ways. But to
Mm-hmm.
me, I feel like they're missing some steps with him. There's like a misstep with him. I feel like there's missteps along the way with Kevin Knight. And I like Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight on the indie scene was a beautiful thing. He's really good at what he does. Kevin Knight, I believe, was also in TNA, right? Was he in TNA?
Yep. Yes, he was for a little bit. He had a brief stint in TNA.
Um, my whole thing is this is the thing about AEW that I feel. AEW, as I feel right now, currently, they do not know what to do with their talents. They put them here, they put them there, especially their young talent. Darby Allin has been botched so badly. It's not. It's not even funny. You had Sting basically knight him in the ring to be the next Sting, and you're telling me that you can't put this guy in a heavyweight title. You have him getting put in mid card. That's like LA Knight over on WWE television. And to me, that's becoming day in day out. I'm getting more frustrated over that one. LA Knight should be somewhere in a title feud somewhere, not a United States and not Intercontinental. And I still feel that way.
No, no,
Kevin Knight,
he
I
should have
just feel
been.
like there's missteps. I just feel like if you're gonna make him into a pillar guy, you gave him a belt, you gave him the trios belts. Why don't we have him come over here? And it was good tonight what I saw. They are putting him in the Okada feud. I'm cool with this. Kevin Knight win the All Atlantic belt or national belt, whatever. Win that
They
belt.
call it the international. They call it
The
the
international
international
belt. Just have
title.
him win that. Okada needs to lose a belt. I think Okada needs to lose a belt, and then they just move him on to you know, Keshida. They move over. They move him over. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because that's good. Because that's the next thing. It's Okada versus Takeshita,
That's going to be an awesome feud, and they're going to run that back so many different times, and I'm here for it.
which which my thing is this. So Revolution for that, I s- you would have to say that Moxley retains.
Oh, I have it the other way around. I have Kadeshita coming out and winning, and then Okada trying to fuck him over somewhere in that match, and he still gets the victory.
Mm.
Well, no, because they
Mhm.
they, they can't have no interference. I forgot. There's no there.
Yeah,
There's no interference.
yeah,
Yeah, those matches have no
no,
interference.
nope. So that's why I say Moxley retaining, and then what will happen? Okada comes and starts to criticize Takeshita, saying, "Well, you was a champion, you was a champion then, and you're not a champion now, whatever the case is." And then Takeshita just gives him a real good slap in the face, and that starts your feud.
I honestly think they do the evolution thing, like back in the day, evolution, where they have
Yeah.
Kadeshita on the top of the world, and then Don Callis goes, "Well, you think you're on top of the world," and then they start. He wins the belt. They cheer him on, brah rah, and then they beat him up. They take him out.
Uh, damn. But see, the AEW don't want to do the whole WWE route with that one.
Well, they could do a WWE like that's what they did with they did that with the Pinnacle. That's what they did with the Learning Tree for a while there, or Chris Jericho's last
Yeah.
group, the Circle. That's what they did with
The
Sammy
in
Guevara. They beat the shit out of him.
the inner circle. Yeah.
That's the thing they should. And my thing is bring me bring me Sammy Guevara back into the fold of AEW. That's a guy that needs to be back in the fold, and I know he's in Ring of Honor, and I don't like him in Ring of Honor. Bring him back into the fold. I know he has a lot of shit with Andrade. Bring him back in because you're gonna need somebody like him. I'm grateful to see
Mm.
holograms of the world back in AEW
Uh,
because that needs to
did
happen.
did Hologram come back yet from injury?
Yes, he's gonna be on Collision this week with Andrade.
Oh. Okay, okay, good. Okay,
And
that
my thing
begins.
is, and here's my other thing: start building Andrade properly for shit's sakes. If you're gonna have him be in this main card traction, right? Because we're already heading. I already think it's gonna be Adam Page winning that belt.
Of course, because they already gave you the inkling when he lost the trios title, and he
Yes,
put well, not just only that. It was the week. It was the week before. No, it was the week before with the whole Texas. No, man, dang. This. Okay, I'm tailing it back. It was 2 weeks before that when they had the when him and MJF had the promo, and basically he put out the whole Texas Death Match, and then and that was when I said, "Oh, they are giving Adam Page the title back."
they have to.
What is?
He should have never lost it to begin with. I said he should have had a good 6 month run and then lost
Yeah,
it to MJF. Then on top of it, then if you're going to lose it to MJF, or if they were going to turn Swerve heel, just have them run back him and Swerve in like their version. And I'm surprised they haven't ran this yet and copy WWE their own blood in the cell. Hell in a Cell match. I'm surprised they don't run that. They've copied everything WWE has done as far as I'm concerned, Blood and Guts and a few other things. Why don't you run like Blood in a Cell and just do like a Hell in a Cell mock up, your AEW edition, and have them go at each other in a cell and be done with
yeah,
it, and
like,
then
oh,
have Swerve go over again.
like the whole, like, yeah, like making the whole cell red.
Yes. And then what they could
Yeah, that,
do as Swerve wins that title, right? Think about it in this way: you have a Will Ospreay that has beef with Swerve. They can run that back. Adam Page and he can lose the belt to Swerve. Swerve and Kenny. Then you can run so many different things. And then to me, you can have Maxwell Jacob Friedman's going to be okay. MJF's going to be okay. He does not need another title at this point. Lower belts, I'd be okay with him for now. He can go in and get a national title for one. He can go over and be something else, or he can go over and win the Ring of Honor belt for all I care. I think MJF, he's had many title reigns. I've liked many of them. This one I have not liked. This title
mm,
reign I have not liked.
no,
He hasn't done anything to innovate, and he's proving the WWE people right. You know that, right? Have you noticed that he's proven all these WWE people right because he has not come up with the table. All he does is do cheap heat and then the same things. He hasn't done anything different with his character outside of his look.
no, 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 not at all. Yeah,
This run is
he
not going to be
hasn't.
memorable to me because to me, and I'm sorry to anybody who's watching this, if you're an MJF fan, I'm an MJF fan, but I would like to see MJF go back to Pinnacle MJF, or the guy that was so hungry for the belt and when he got it, he cheated. But lately, it's just the dynamite. Like he's trying to mimic what he did 2 years ago and a year now. He needs to evolve. I haven't seen that evolve from him. And MJF, if I know you do go watch podcasts and you make fun of people. Here's the thing: I'm not saying you're a bad wrestler. I'm just saying you haven't done anything to change. At least with the people that you compare to, you compare yourself to Phil Brooks. He adapted. He changed multiple
He
times.
changed.
Triple H, love hate Triple H. Think he buried the people. People think he buried a bunch of wrestlers to get to where he was. You love him or hate him, but he adapted. He changed. You haven't had that yet, and I'm still waiting for it. Yeah, you could change your look. Your look looks like CM Punk. You're trying so hard to be young CM Punk. I have noticed that lately with you. And I love you MJF. You're one of my favorite wrestlers at the moment. I think you're great. But you got to start changing you got to start adapting, my dude. Something's got to change with you.
Yeah, you have to. Yes, MJF, you have to because hey, it's like that old group evolution done said. It's either you adapt or perish.
Well, it's like I said tonight, like it's the same gimmicks with him. Dynamite ring, screw over somebody. I saw Adam Page getting screwed. I saw that coming. I
Yeah,
saw
we
that
saw that
coming.
coming.
I thought it was either going to be Adam Page getting fucked over by MJF, or it was going to be somebody that MJF paid. The typical MJF move that he does. And I went, no, it's
And
MJF.
and yeah, it's typical NJF because he paid off a little bit of money to the Don Callis family.
But I'm just gonna say this to each and every one of you. When it comes to wrestling this week so far, Monday Night Raw was good. I didn't mind the ending segment. Wasn't bad. I thought Monday Night Raw, they set up some things that I really enjoyed. And they finally gave Penta a rub. They finally gave him the belt that I said he should have had 6 months ago. WWE finally did the right thing with him and gave him a belt finally. Now, my question is, how long is he going to keep it for? That's going to be my only question with him. Is how long are you going to keep it on him for? It's like AJ Lee. How long are you going to keep AJ Lee with the belt? I think
Oh
AJ Lee is going to go into WrestleMania and win because they have no other choice. Same with Penta.
no,
You don't just have them you don't have them just hold the belts and then lose them immediately after the fact. AJ Lee needs to hold the belt and be your standing bearer for that Intercontinental division until somebody I feel is up above her yet. And the only person that can
yes,
even remotely touch that, if you're lucky, I would tell you Roxanne Perez, if you're lucky. I think Roxanne Perez and um, Raquel Rodriguez are the only two right now. Personally, if you're gonna have stacked up competition for AJ Lee, those would be two. Because Liv Morgan's going into WrestleMania and winning. Unfortunately, Stephanie Vaquer's got to be the sacrificial lamb because Liv Morgan should have never lost her title. That's why they did what they
no,
did. Pretty
no,
much.
no.
Go
But
ahead.
remember, she had lost. But remember, she had lost the title to Rhea Ripley on the first Raw episode on Netflix last year.
Yes. Well, she was hurt. That's what happened. Freak injury that happened. They had her drop the belt, and then unfortunately, Liv Morgan was out for a while, and then Liv Morgan got re-injured again. No, then Rhea Ripley got hurt right behind it. And hence why they had the belt be vindicated early on last year, and then Stephanie Vaquer came in. They brought her up real fast. Didn't even let her breathe in NXT for too long. You win both belts. I feel bad because Julia's getting a raw fucking deal. Let's just keep it
Yeah,
real. Julia's getting a raw deal. They don't even know what they're doing with her. And I turned around to Julia. It goes, it's kind of funny that everybody was telling you to go to AEW. You would have a better AEW run. You're proving everybody right about your WWE run right now, currently.
and that's how I was about to say with Zaria too, because she was one of the three big signings for NXT at first. Her, Stephanie Vacar, and Julia.
Julia, they have done nothing with, and Julia speaks English. That's the sad part of it all.
Yes, yes, she does.
And the sad part
Yes,
is,
she.
I don't understand WWE and Japanese wrestlers. They bring him in there and they treat him like they don't know anything. And it's like, bro, when you're watching their YouTube channels and they're speaking English, come on now. Okada speaks English. Come on now. And I feel the same way about AEW when it comes to Okada. Like, Okada's like a circus act. It's like, bro, what's next? You're gonna have like Shohei Otani, where he has to have his own his own interpreter every moment he walks around. Because Otani knows how to speak English, ladies and gentlemen. I make fun of it all the time. I die in my chair every time he comes up with an interpreter. He knows how to speak
Mm-hmm.
English. Not making fun of him. He just knows how to speak English, but they dumb him down on purpose, which I don't
He
understand
does.
American sports or American sports leagues in general. Let the guy speak every once in a while. And the same with Okada. Let the man speak. Okada was speaking great English for TNA when he was there for the period before he signed with AEW. He was singing great. He was doing great things with TNA for a minute there.
Yeah, TNA. Yeah, with TNA, and then he did a little bit of independent. He was on the independent scene for a little bit too.
Right.
Yeah, doing some of those matches. Yeah, but I was gonna talk. I was gonna ask you, what are your thoughts on that main event segment between, well, Roman Reigns and CM Punk? Because everybody they're talking about the promo. The promo was okay until that last line to end the show. Because I feel as though when you put a line like that, it's like you're saying, "Okay, folks, good night. Time to go home. So what else can we do from there?" Because you got 6 more weeks until WrestleMania.
One more time for me. Repeat what you just said.
Oh, now I was saying that with the main event segment between Roman Reigns and CM Punk, the promo segment was good until you get to that last part, and you ask yourself a question: who the hell in the back gave CM Punk the green light to really say that, knowing that you got 6 more weeks to build up a world heavyweight championship match.
Are we talking about the WWE finale? Right? We is that what the where you going with that one?
Because who in the hell in creative gave CM Punk the green light to say, "Oh, well, you ain't gonna be alone anymore because I'm gonna bury you next to your father," and I'm like,
Well, okay. So the reason they're doing that, and the reason why they're doing that, word verbatim, is CM Punk's pulling his Triple H powers. Now notice who's rubbing off of who now?
Triple H,
Triple H, and
Triple H.
I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys. Triple H and CM Punk are like probably friends at this point. It's all
Yeah, they
business.
are.
It's
They
all business at
are.
this. It's all
They
business. They're gonna
are.
make a shit ton of money off of this.
Oh yeah, because now because I'm like, hold on, everybody was frozen because it
Well,
harkens me back to my.
this is your UFC main event. They have to. I wouldn't be surprised during a presser these two start going at each other, like starting to choke each other out. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised. They just need to let this
and,
happen.
and I'm
I'm
not
for
surprised,
it.
and I won't be surprised to see how the Usos react because now okay. You want to blur the lines during the promo segment, but once you come with that heater, it's like it's like that 99 mile per hour fastball, and him you hit him right in between the eyes with it, and especially you hit a Samoan, a Samoan in between the eyes. I mean, think about the fact that now you hit a Samoan in between the eyes with that in the business. A whole lot of you. CM Punk better make sure that he have one eye open.
Well, here's my thing. Usos stay out of it. That's the whole thing I see. The Usos will stay out of it. I think that's what you're gonna see. The Usos are gonna stay out of it. I don't see them. They're gonna probably have their own titles that they're gonna have to defend at Mania. Most likely against
Yeah,
somebody. So I don't really see them getting into it. I think you're gonna see Jimmy and Jay both say the same things. Hey, look, I know their brother's probably gonna or their cousin's probably gonna ask, well, and you're gonna watch them go, no, we have our own shit to handle. Because again, he's gonna bring up you're gonna need help to beat me. You get with it where he's going with this. He's going with Roman can't do it himself. And that's true.
that's true.
Roman Reigns has never been able to do it himself. When he went and tried to
No,
do it himself, Brock Lesnar squashed him.
squashed his ass all right, and then no, because why I said something like that is because of the um the clip the clip that I saw from the Busted Open podcast YouTube channel where Dave and Bully Ray was talking about it and how Dave was talking about, man, you say it so much like that and you froze the crowd. Now you're gonna have to watch for all these Samoans coming for you because you know how Samoans feel about their families. And Bully
But
Ray
yeah,
basically
but I think if you go there with that, right, they had to blur the lines somewhere. If you,
Mhm.
to me, what was Roman? See, now it opens up the door for Roman going. Hey, look, you were over in that other company, by the way, and you buried their owner on multiple. See, now they can go that way, and they can go. How many people, Punk? How many people's careers did you kill and bury? How See, they have so much that they can use now, and then you could possibly blur the lines with the whole Triple H feud. Now Triple H comes back full circle. You see,
True.
and then you can have Roman Reigns do a tell all about. See, the sky's the limit with this feud. See, this could be a UFC in the works, like a Conor McGregor kind of idea where they can turn around and have Roman Reigns. You can have CM Punk be that guy, be that reality guy. See, you will not touch me. I will bury you. He can keep saying that. This is going to be money for
Yeah.
them. If they do this right, it'll
Yeah.
be money. But again, as I say, it's
Because
too old. It's two old men going at each other. Two older
yeah,
guys.
because Roman Reigns is about to be 40.
He's already 40.
He's already 40, right?
Yeah,
So Roman Reigns is already 40. CM Punk is 46,
45.
45. Well, 45, 40. Well, Roman Reigns is the same age, around the same age as me. So basically, hey, it's like we're a bunch of retired men from like the sports scene. But he can still, but he can still go. But with that now, mm, it was a blur the line and then open up the can of, okay, where is this going to go, because now you got 6 more weeks. We want it's going to be a very interesting
Well,
wave of.
again, the way I'll tell you this, the way I see it, like, right, when it comes to Roman, right, I've said this. Roman's got to do something different here. I want Roman to go in and win it on his own. Like there's no more excuses now for Roman. He has to go in and win clean. Look,
Oh,
you took the flag after Punk left. You, Rollins, Dean Ambrose at the time. Was supposedly Chris Hero was supposed to be in that group too, but
yeah, Chris
Ro-
Hero. Hmm.
Roman was supposed to be this John Cena guy, right? At this time of John Cena's career, Cena was winning another championship belt. So to me, Roman Reigns has got to get his legendary status up now at this point. So this is either going to make Roman or it's not going to make Roman. Roman's going to look stupid.
You're gonna
If
have
I'm
for Roman. Now I'm
what
saying for Roman, he's got to get at least double digit. He's got to have double digit reigns at a time of the of the world title.
Roman Reigns, honestly, I don't think he needs to be. I don't think he needs another title on him. Do I think he? Do I think he needs? Do I think he needs another title? No. Do I think Roman Reigns needs this for his status in his career? Yes. Do I think this is good for? To me, I'd rather have CM Punk beat him. That's just my personal opinion at this point. I'd rather have Punk beat him cleanly because what Roman Reigns has said about creative and what he wants to do as far as he's concerned, I'd rather him lose, take a loss, and then blame everybody around him for his loss. Play that storyline and lead it all the way up into Survivor or SummerSlam, and then you have Roman Reigns win. But that's not how WWE is gonna feel about it. So I'm not their fan. So to be honest with you, it'll probably be Roman going and winning in Mania. But it's gonna be good though. Whatever they decide to do is gonna be hella good. No complaints there.
Of course, yeah. But getting back to AEW, that women's world title, the women's world, AEW women's world title match between the champion Tekla and Thunder Rosa. It was a little bit of it was a bit of ebbs and flows in that match.
Well, Tekla and Thunder Rosa have had feuds back and forth over in history. So Shimmer,
Yes.
they fought against each other. They've done it in Stardom when Thunder Rosa was there for a period. So they know each other very well. And Thunder Rosa, my thing is Thunder Rosa has been very injury prone. Over the past 3 years,
Yes.
Thunder Rosa has lost a step, in my opinion. Thunder Rosa needs to build her rep back. That's a person that I would personally, Thunder Rosa, after this loss, I would throw her in. I know she's gonna play a factor. She's gonna play a factor in that Revolution rematch. What they're gonna do with Statlander, she's gonna play a factor in it. My personal opinion is when it comes to Thunder Rosa, Ring of Honor would be perfect for her right now. I think you have her go back and have her work up. Maybe you do something with her and Diana Peraza at this point. Maybe, give her the matches that she deserves, that she's been complaining all over podcasts for. Athena, you could throw Thunder Rosa and Athena and have Athena finally get beat. There's your person that I would have go in there and win.
Mm.
It's the same thing I feel about Tony Storm. What are we doing with Tony Storm? That segment with Tony Storm, I went, so you and Orange Cassidy are doing something, so let me get this straight. So we have a mixed tag division now? This is what we're rolling with in AEW coming forward? So Tekla is great stuff. Tekla is good stuff. I've been a big fan. I would probably buy her shirt. I like the madness that she's doing with the group, or what is it called? The sin, the dark sin. What is that group called?
The triangle of madness.
Triangle of Madness. I really like it. I actually think
Yeah.
it's one of the best things that AEW has done in a minute. They just got to put the
Yeah, and
Sisters of Sin in like a tag team. They got to have them be a tag team champion somewhere to make
yeah,
that
I mean,
over the
eventually
top.
they will. They will.
Sky Blue's too good.
Eventually. I
Sky Blue and Julia are too good in their own right.
listen.
Julia
Sky
Hart's
Blue.
too
Listen,
good in their own right.
listen. Sky Blue has improved a whole lot too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The
Sky Blue
fact the
is
way
literally
she
the
was.
shit.
Yeah, right now she is, and I always say about Tekla. Tekla's one of mine. I was like, I'll be like, my girl Tekla, you go, girl, because
Well,
she's
Tekla's great shit. I've always said that.
yeah, that's what I always say. She's great shit. She's got the good looks. She's got the tenacity,
Right.
and the fact that you can work with her. Damn, it's just here we go. Okay, she may have and you know what too? They worked up the whole attitude thing with her when she choked out the it was the owner of Stardom,
Yep.
choked out the owner of Stardom and got fired from it. I liked it how when she came in they played it up. They played it up into her character where she was choking people out, and now you give her the belt, good. But here's one thing I need her to do: change that green attire and wear red, because you're a heel. Green is when you are babyface.
Who?
Red is when you wear
Who? Tekla?
Tekla, her like her
Well,
ring
Tekla should
attire.
come. Tekla needs to change her whole ring attire. Just come out and be like a. To me, just come out and be BDSM levels. I'm not shitting you. Just come out looking with leather gear and just come out
Oh
and
yeah.
beat the shit out of people, and I'm cool with it.
Well, listen,
Biker gear.
Have you seen Tekla wear some of that? Yeah.
Yes, I have. Put that into your ring gear.
Oh
There you
yeah.
go. Let her be what you.
Yeah, yeah,
Let her
yeah.
be. To me, let her be who was that Petrovich in NXT? Let her
Carmen
just be
Petrovich.
yeah, let her be an assassin. Come in and just dominate and hold the belt for a while. I said it right then and there.
She's
This is going to be your heel version of Timeless Tony Storm. Let her hold the belt.
oh yeah. Let her hold it.
They
Let her
they've
hold
been
it,
they've
and
been building her properly. They belt her. I
oh
went,
yes,
okay, AEW, you built her properly. You had her come in, you let her use the storyline, then start on why she got fired, and then you kept building her.
yes.
I've been a big Tekla fan for a long time. I said, why was she
Oh
not
yeah.
signed by WWE a long time ago? When she was at her pinnacle, I was like, holy shit, okay. And then
But see,
companies fell asleep on her. That was crazy.
yeah.
TNA. What was the other one? MLW. I was surprised, and then she said it was because of visa reasons all the time.
Oh, okay.
That's what stopped her. And then when she got the opportunity to be with AEW, she took it.
Yeah, then once her visa.
Tekla is a person that I would put the same amount of years in a contract as I do Tony Storm. Why? Because Tekla's that good.
Yes.
Another
Yes.
one that I
And that,
think WWE need or no, AEW needs to go sign right now is Charlie. Drink that one in.
Charlie.
Dakota Kai. I know she's 39.
Yes.
I know she's 39. I know she's coming in older like Bailey cuz Bailey's going to be 37, 38. You bring Dakota Kai in. Dakota Kai would be really good to have on your staff, to be honest
Yes,
with you.
yes. And she did say that she has some interest in being in AEW as well.
They need her.
She did express
The
she did express that.
the thing is, what I told you last when we were talking Elimination Chamber, I said they need to bring in. Here's what they need to do. They need to bring in, or bring back Britt Baker. That's a fact. They got to bring her back. They need to run. They need to bring in as well Camille. CAW can have the best women's United States roster compiled if they would just stop putting people on the bench. Like, just really stop putting people on the bench.
True.
Well,
True.
here's my other thing I will say too. AEW does have a great women's division. They could have literally the Showtime Lakers if they wanted to of the women's division.
Oh
Like
yes.
knockouts division wise, like I'm talking like Pinnacle, TNA, Impact, literally knockouts. There was nothing that compared to it. But my problem is with AEW is Tony Khan's the problem with that one. Camille was like, I turned around and go, man, they signed Camille. Oh my God, I'm excited. And then 3 times Camille, and that was that. And I was like, fuck, all right. Dr. Britt Baker checked out mentally, didn't want to be there. Put on the worst match of her career with fucking Monet, and it was it was fucking awful. I was like, she's not even doing jack shit, and Monet beat her anyway.
Hmm. Yeah. Because
So what do you think? So what do you think of so far Revolution built? I've pretty much given mine. I think the builds. I think they're gonna have way too many matches, and it's gonna be a typical AEW 6-hour pay-per-view. So get your favorite beverage, get what you need at this point.
yeah, well, just get your favorite beverage and enjoy it because it's gonna be a little over 4 hours.
And
And then
friends, if you roll them, smoke one, get one, 420 it, because that's what's gonna happen too. You're gonna need one, roll one, and light one up on a
oh
pong side because you're gonna probably your
yeah,
brains are gonna be fucking in Looney Tuneville once you get to the 4th hour mark. Trust me,
yeah.
Wraith Realm is gonna be there at 4 hour mark going, I'm gonna need a gummy, I'm gonna need something because I'm gonna need something. I'm gonna need an energy drink. I'm gonna need everything because that shit's gonna be fucking in 20 days is gonna be fucking 6 hours deep. And I'm gonna say you're going, what the fuck are we doing? That's what I said about the last pay-per-view. 6 hours, I just
Yeah.
went, oh my god. And then I gotta review this shit and put a face on me on a recording because I'm so tired.
No, but you listen, but listen, but anybody on the West Coast, including you, you'll be all right because the show will be done by at least what 9, maybe nine,
No, hell
about
no.
9:15
The last show
Pacific.
was over. No, hell no. The show was over at 10:30 last time, and I sat here with, oh my god. And Tony Khan even said we went an extra hour over pay-per-view time, and I went, what the. Bro, and I feel sorry for the people in Europe, and I feel sorry for the people on the East Coast that have to get up for work the next day. I'm like, holy shit, you
Like
guys are half drunk.
yeah, well, listen, y'all be good over there in the West Coast, cause for us, we be like, okay, it's Sunday, some kids gotta get to bed. Okay, Tony, it's 11 o'clock, please. No, 11 p.m. Here comes a match. Hour 4 begins. Hour 4? What the hell?
It's
The
hour
fuck?
4, ladies and gentlemen. And then you got WWE going, hey, 3-hour pay-per-view, guys. By the way, we insulted your intelligence for 3 hours. Look at us, guys. 3 hours and we didn't even complete stories. Oh, you want them? We gave it to you on SmackDown on the Go Home show.
Oh, that's shit. They
What
suck too when it comes to that shit. Please,
what they
and
need to
and then
do,
and
what WWE needs to do, since they still have a partnership with Peacock, just go do a main event. Go make Sunday Night Heat all over again. Seriously, they need
yeah,
Sunday Night
yeah.
Heat. Just do it 2 hours before and just put all your shows, all the matches that you think are not going to be great, and
Mhm.
just do a 2 hour show like in the morning hours,
They used to
pre-taped.
do it for an hour. I remember Sunday Night Heat used to be on. It used to come on MTV. Yeah,
Spike TV
damn.
came out on
The
Spike
Spike TV.
TV and then TNN back in the day.
Yeah, yeah. It used to come on like Sunday Night Heat. Like, all right, all right. You used to
Hey,
get
Sunday
your
Night
little
Heat
match.
was Sunday Night Heat was good shit. People sleep on that shit. People say it was the worst shit. No, it was where you got good
Nah, it was some good
cruiserweight
shit.
matches. You got
Yeah.
Stevie Richard
Mm-hmm.
matches. You got some good shit on that.
Yeah.
They need to get back to
That's
that
the Steve.
shit.
Man, that was when Stevie Richards was a shit and was winning matches, but then they
Yes.
couldn't let him win. They couldn't even let Stevie Richards win on Raw or SmackDown. Like, what the fuck? You got him
When
winning.
this man talks, when he talks on his show, okay, Stevie Richards, don't flame me. Same with Maven. I feel Maven. I will say this, and I will say this out loud, and I'll get flack for this one. Stevie Richards, I watched you as a kid. I enjoyed your BWO stuff when you were doing the Blue World Order. Enjoyed it. I
Mm,
felt when you did the Right to Censor was beautiful. I actually really enjoyed you guys being heels. Ivory was the shit. She carried that group personally. But
who's
my
that?
whole thing, my whole full stop
Oh,
thing on that is they never gave you the opportunity. I thought maybe
oh,
Intercontinental Belt. I always thought, but they put you in that cruiserweight division, and I was like, oh fuck. You and Billy Kidman both got put in like the shit tier, like European title. Here's a light heavyweight. Fuck you guys. You're gonna sit there on the backside. And I was like, that shit's wild. When fucking Stevie Richards was putting on the best matches, and then you didn't even give Maven an opportunity in WWE. You let him blink and have a cup of coffee, and he refused. You know, that's where they needed to have an NXT development system back in the day. They didn't really have one.
mm,
Well, OVW, okay,
not
OVW, but
oh no. But listen, you know the deal. But that whole but the Revolution bill, it better not listen. If it's about 4 hours, all right, not a problem. But anything over that, I'm like this because let me see, Revolution's gonna start 8 p.m. Eastern from on my side. So if it's done about midnight, we're all right. Or 11:30, I don't know what time they're
you
gonna
know what
end.
Tony Khan should do, and I was gonna I was gonna type him. I know he's not gonna ever listen to what I have to say, but this guy's doing tennis fucking courts, okay, for stadiums. Come out here to come out here to Indio and do where they do the fucking Indian Wells tournament and run a fucking wrestling ring here. I tell you, people would
Yeah,
come for miles to see that shit. Just saying. I said the same thing about that they should do the Greek theater and stuff like that. I was like, do the spear. That shit would be interesting. See, I wish Tony Khan would do more interesting venues than he does. Like,
yeah.
Daytona, or like the Daytona 500. We're doing like things like that. It would be interesting because Tony Khan could do different
But
things than WWE does.
hmm hmm I mean, right? Yeah. I mean, right now, what he's doing is okay, but he could do better. But Double or Nothing's gonna be over here in Arthur Ashe Stadium
I'm
for
happy for
May.
that. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, because listen,
The U.S. Open
they
stadiums are
tested.
great.
Oh yeah, and if it's and if you want to fit a lot of people there, it fits about 21,000 for a wrestling match.
Yeah, it fits 21,000. They stock that thing up for U.S. Open every year. It's crazy.
Yeah, and also when AEW used to come for the Dynamite Grand Slam, that thing used to be packed.
Well, see, the thing with Tony Khan is what I liked about what I fell in love with AEW was the fact that when I fell in love with them when they first came out, they were doing unique stadiums. They were doing unique different things. They weren't doing what WWE was doing. I was like, oh, this is the different company doing different things.
Yes.
What they should also do, in my opinion, too, they should run it. They should run like some of these college places, like UConn's, UConn Arena. Some of these college places, man. UConn goes hype for that shit. Like
Oh yeah,
the
the
Huskies.
Gamble Pavilion, Gamble
Yeah,
Pavilion,
they
and
should do.
stores, and
I'm
also
surprised. I'm surprised they don't like have something like they don't run it back with Fox Sports or something where they're like they got AEW guys and they work on the college campuses. That was what made WCW back in the day. They worked with the college campuses. That's why they had that beach break shit like they used to. Like I'm surprised Tony Khan doesn't like go and do the small venues like that, like at the amphitheaters, the things like that. That would make him different. Like I like the fact I appreciate he's doing this smaller arenas, right? I do, but I would like to see him do more like the amphitheaters and like they don't like. I was saying like this is what global. I went to the very first Global Force Wrestling show, so when they did it in the New Orleans arena, when Jeff Jarrett and all them, they did like 5 different recordings. I was there for that. The Young Bucks, Bobby
okay.
Roode, the whole nine, and it failed. It literally failed, but it was a good night. Austin Aries and all that. My whole thing
Hmm.
is with AEW is go and do the smaller, like the small minor league parks. They don't even need to go do like they don't even need to fill in the whole audience for me to go, oh wow, that's a great show. Just go do the shows there. Guarantee they would have good audience, their retention, like something different. I think if they
Yeah,
did different.
I feel as though when the summertime come spring and summer come around, they can definitely do that. So I mean, we'll see. Because right now with AEW still treading water, although it's six years in the business for them, going into seven. So
I'm kind of tired of
it's
them.
not
To
like
be honest, I'm gonna be honest, and I agree with a lot of people on this. I'm tired of them playing it safe. I'm kind of getting tired of them playing it safe. Turn the gas up a little bit. Go into different arenas and try it. That's what the thing I appreciate. And I know people take your personal opinions off of Vince McMahon. I'm talking to him as a promoter, not as a person. Where I give Vince McMahon credit on, back in the day, he went into different places that you wouldn't think that he would go. And that's what I wish Tony Khan would do. Turn the gas up that way and go into different venues and maybe fire some people that are selling your tickets and get better people to sell your tickets because in some of these weird places that you go, you don't know how to sell tickets, which is beyond me.
Mhm. Don't know.
But I think my thing is what I think about AEW building up to Revolution. We'll wait and see. They added Brody King to it. I'm not really sold on Swerve. I'm not really sold on Swerve being that killer. Maybe the last time I
You're not.
was. Not
You're
not
not.
really. I like Swerve as a heel, but this whole killer thing is the same as um I know I'm gonna get contradicted here on this. I love Swerve as a heel, but I don't like him with the chain shit. I'm not trying to be mean here, but it's like Adam Page and the same thing about Texas death matches. We've been here, done that. Like, just be a killer. Like, beat people. You don't have to do anything fancy. Just go in the ring and beat people. That's all you got to do. Swerve can do anything for me. I remember when he was kill shot. He could do anything for me, and I love it. This whole chain thing, I hang people from the ring. I hang people and make them pass the fuck out. I'd rather him take a chair, and beat somebody up or something else, or a cinder block. And then, curve stomp. I'm the real, like, the Brody King. I would rather him get, like, roll the ring back, you know what I mean? And pile drive his ass. Kind of like, how in WWE they would do that back in the Attitude Era and go, I'm the real
Yeah.
killer, to
Hmm.
me. Or what they could really do with Swerve Strickland if they really wanted to. They can have, I know this is totally a way out of bounds. What they could do with Swerve, they could take Swerve as a killer and make him assassin. And basically, what they could do is have Brody King in the back of the car, and then drive it off,
Hmm.
drive it off the short lake like they did with Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock,
Yeah.
something like that. I'd be all about it. Yeah, I'd be seriously all about it. Anything
Me
else you want to
too.
talk about, my good sir?
I mean, with, with what I with with what I'm seeing with AEW, they can as we say they can still improve on a whole lot because right now WWE is not really doing so is not really doing so well, and you could probably see them not selling out for WrestleMania neither. He's not selling the tickets so far. I mean, they'll be
Well,
able to fill
okay,
those seats in.
okay. Let's go. Let's go there. We're gonna talk about that. $40,000 seats for two back-to-back nights. I don't know. Go hungry for 3 months, or go to WrestleMania for a month, and then see WWE's missing the. They're not reading their fans properly right now. Currently, with the current climate, they're just not. It's
No, no,
it's absolutely absurd to me. They're so tone
no,
deaf.
and now you're getting MJF talking about the prices are too high because although he's a heel, but he likes the fans being there and you know that can afford that the money to purchase the ticket and watch the show. He's saying that it's too high because what it is that Ari Emanuel has to pay off a debt. That's why the prices has to go up because okay, you're gonna be paying it to enjoy the show, but he also is gonna take that money and pay it off as a debt as well. Because I feel as though
Well,
his debt
Ari
is about like
Emanuel.
what?
Okay, well, Ari Emanuel. Well, okay, he's not paying debts. It's more of Ari Emanuel's always been this way, though. What people don't realize,
Oh, okay.
he's always been this way because in the early 2000s he was this way. When him and when they went out and purchased, no, in 2009, when they went out and they went and bought
2009.
UFC and a lot of these different leagues, they went out and just bought. Um, and he started upping the prices. He's always been money hungry. He's never been about
And
people.
no, and then also too now he's got his own talent agency firm, which is William Morris Endeavor,
Yeah. Well,
and
here's the other problem too with he's making so much money off of this WWE thing. What people need to do, and this is just stop going to the shows. Look, you
boycott,
want to vote with your wallet, vote with your wallet. Just go watch it on a streaming service. At the end of the day, just go
boycott.
buy a month. You know, what shows WWE's panicking. That's why they're stacking their cards. That's why they're doing better build-ups now to their shows. If you notice, they're not throwing around Cody anymore like they used to because Cody's not a seller. I'm
No,
sorry.
no,
I
now
think a
they,
lot of people are
now,
Cody fatigued at this point.
yeah. Well, then and see people and see that's what Drew McIntyre was talking about, the champion. He was talking about that.
Well, and the problem is with Drew McIntyre is you took too long. You had him lose, and then finally, okay, we're gonna put the belt on him, but you made him look weak in the process.
Yeah,
So,
because you put the belt on him during the pandemic. Okay, let him carry that twice, and then when the crowds come back, what happens? You made him into this carnival barker type of stick.
well, what you did now was you had him lose his mind, pulled a Sami Zayn kind of moment where everybody's against me, and then you made him look so stupid in WrestleMania. You had Punk win, he beat, yeah, it was Punk. Was it Punk? Yeah, it was Punk that beat him, and then Seth cashed in on him and won. You made Drew McIntyre look so stupid at that point, and then
Yeah,
or was it Punk that cashed in? I think it was Punk. No, it was Punk that beat him, and then it was
no, You
No, no, no,
wait.
no, 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 no. My bad. Sorry, I'll take that all back. He was the He was one of the announcer guys on the thing, and he fucked with Drew, and Drew lost to a incoming
Oh
Seth
no, no, no!
Rollins. Seth?
It was Seth. It was Seth versus Drew. Drew
Oh, okay.
WrestleMania 40. WrestleMania 40. I got WrestleMania 40. Drew wins the title. CM Punk was on commentary while he was injured. He messes around with CM Punk. CM Punk
Right.
trips him
Okay.
on top of the desk inside the link, and that was when Damian Priest formerly of the Judgment Day came with the Money in the Bank
Yeah. Okay.
briefcase,
Thank you.
cashed
And
in, and won the
one.
title.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's how it went.
Yes.
Yeah. So Drew's looked stupid before. The problem is right now what you have. Fast forward to now, what you have the problem is, do you keep Drew with the title? And I think you have to, because at this point, we've already been there,
You
done
have
that with
to.
Cody. And do you want an aging Randy Orton holding your belt for what, 3 months? I'm
That's
sorry to
good.
say that. I'm so sorry to say that about Randy Orton, but you have an aging Randy Orton that's way past his twilight years. I'm so sorry to say that
Yeah.
his injury, you could tell the injuries and everything with him have catched up. He's not slow.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not. I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna say this in a good way. I'm putting him in the same vein as Tom Brady at the end. Okay, I'm putting it there. Okay, he's Tom Brady at the end of his career. Still legendary, still
Mm.
can move, still do the things, still throw touchdowns, but has lost a step. And it's the same with Randy Orton. And Randy, I love you to pieces. I think you deserve a championship. I think you're going to win that championship, because they can't give it to Cody, because if they give it to Cody, the fans are going to riot because they're Cody fatigued. And are we going to go
Mm-hmm.
back to the same? It kind of comes out, Cody Rhodes sounds like this: tater tots. Hey guys, what do you want to talk
Tater
about?
tot.
Tater tots. He reminds me of Roman Reigns' tater tots, where it just keeps coming off the same.
Yes.
See,
And Drew needs a run with it.
what I
And
wish
Drew
was
needs a
there
run.
is LA
Mm-hmm.
Knight. LA Knight should be there. See, that's somebody that
But
you can get
but
behind.
but the question is, will will they get behind them? Because you already know it's we the fans and the IW and also the IWC YWC can talk about that, but it's also up to the but it's also as they say it's up to them.
Hey, look, at least I'm not one of those YouTubers that sits around and goes, everything that Triple H does is God tier. And
Yeah.
I'm just saying on my
I
own
know.
stream. At
I
least I'm not
know.
that YouTuber that says everything Triple H puts out is royalty and we all need to worship it. I'm like, where are we? Okay, all right.
And we know quite a few, including one that kind of got his that kind of got his butt kicked in for doing something.
I don't know. I don't know. I asked Tony Khan stupid questions in a media scrum and I get fired. Next minute, yeah, that's what
No,
happened.
next minute, and then all of a sudden, oh, I'm railing on AEW. I hate this company. I hate this fucking shit. Adam Page looks stupid, and all of that. And now I want to come after the AEW wrestlers, including Mercedes Monet. And when that person did what he did with Monet, I said, "Oh shit."
Hey, that person clapped back
You,
and they got fired.
yep.
And you know what
Cause
the
that.
person doesn't realize? Look at all the people that Monet hangs out with, all these different rappers and shit. You didn't think that was
Yes.
not coming full circle?
And you didn't feel that the rapper that was gonna fire you is connected to her cousin.
No shit. And
Ah, ah, ah.
and then when you then like I laugh. Okay, speaking of, I'll cut it a rug here with when it comes to what I've seen across the board lately. There's a lot of different YouTubers that I watch that I really respect the hell out of. And I can
Yes.
DOJ. I watch DOJ religiously. He is hilarious. I love his stuff. His I'll never be at his levels, but I will sit here and I will literally say, look, I enjoy their stuff. I enjoy the Ango show. Sometimes I feel Ango could be a little bit on the one side or another. Um,
Yes.
but who I get compared to the most out of anybody since doing this wrestling stuff is JD from New York. I
Nice.
get called JD Light all the time. I'm just a JD Light that defends
I'm just
AEW all
trying.
the time.
It's not that we're and folks. When you hear Rave talk about AEW like he's been doing for a long time, it's always healthy criticism because because a promotion like that can really use it towards a better product. Because I'll do the same thing with AEW and WWE as
I
well.
do the same thing. I shit on my. I'll be real here. People ask me all the time. I'm a fanboy. No, I'm a diehard Lakers fan, but I shit on LeBron all the time. Trust me. I said LeBron. If LeBron wanted to win trophies the way he keeps claiming,
Mm-hmm.
why didn't you take less money? Here's my thing. Last year, this is me keeping it as a Lakers fan 100 with you guys. And people call me a Lakers lover, and I'm just anything the Lakers do, I just love. No, I call them out on their shit. Um,
Yeah.
LeBron should have took less money last year. He didn't, and look what it's doing to the Lakers now. It's fucking them over, all over
It's
the
fucking them
place.
over to where they can't even get at least some some good guys on the roster that can play the type of system that JJ Redick runs.
Oh, and by the way, just to let everybody know, I'm on the camp of Austin Reeves stays with the Lakers. Sorry to tell you that. No, you could blame LeBron. If he gets traded, you blame LeBron because LeBron should have took less money and he could have gotten
Yes,
Jaren Jackson Jr. for cheap in the free agency, and he didn't. LeBron
true,
wanted to take
true.
money instead of waiting.
And my issue with that was okay. So you gave Austin Reeves a 4-year, $56 million extension. What the hell? That man deserved more than that.
He's putting up 55, 60, leading your team when he's around. Yes, I know Austin Reeves is not the best, defensive guy, but bro, the guy's putting up numbers. And here's the and I'm just making my point when it comes to wrestling or gaming or whatever I'm doing. I get called an AEW fanboy. I just enjoy the AEW. If I have to go with the mainstream stuff, I enjoy AEW more than I do WWE. And the reason why is because, and I say this truthfully, they don't push the stars that I want. They're I'm sorry, but they just don't. Like for instance, how much of Uma Femi are we gonna get before he gets buried? Like this is not gonna last long enough.
And folks, you're always when you hear that from Rave or from me now, always go back to what MVP said about Triple H, and that's all you need to know.
Oh, it's not just Uma. It's like here's another one that I'll give you: Ricky Starks or Ricky Saints. You think he's gonna be
Saints,
pushed? You think he's gonna be
no,
pushed?
no, no. Mm-mm. Trick, trick. They're saying that now, but let's see 5, 10 years down the line with that. Not even 5, 10, but a few years down the line. Let's see.
I get a little frustrated.
Because,
I get a little frustrated because like my favorite wrestler, like right now, LA Knight, and then you go watch you see clips on X of Triple H just literally going, "Bro, you blew it, and we're not gonna push you anymore." And I'm like, really, dude? When that guy's selling you merchandise and making you a
wait,
brand,
he
and
said that. Wait,
yeah,
he
he
said that
hugged, yeah, yeah, yeah,
on Real.
Unreal, yeah, yeah. He screwed up, yeah. LA Knight was crying in Gorilla, yeah.
Oh shit.
It was during the remember Money in the Bank 2 years ago, where it
Yes.
looked like he was gonna win, and he waited too long, and then Triple H deviated, and that's why he lost. Yeah, it's on Untold. Triple H called it a deviation, didn't like the way the match was going and the way LA Knight was calling it. So he took it away from him. And then LA Knight went to the back in Gorilla and started crying. Yeah. He was like, he had his hands down. It's like a meme now. He had his hands down, crying right in front of Triple H, going like, and he said, "There's always next time." I told him it's always next time.
And then
There will be
and
the
then
other
what was
opportunities.
that's why when Paul Heyman in the preview the preview for season 2 came out, he said, "Yeah, I'm in this business, but you ain't gonna hear much from me." Because Paul
Right.
Heyman knows you gotta blur the lines. You can't be out here talking about, oh well, this injury, whatever. So let me get this straight. We have we have the heel Becky Lynch now. The heel the man Becky Lynch on Real talk about, well, she's did you see that one? Did you see the one for season 2 for her?
Yeah, I did. No, I saw
What
the
the
clip.
hell?
I don't watch Unreal because I don't like
The
Hard Knocks
clip.
and stuff like that. So I watched. I seen the clips floating around on
Listen,
X and things like that.
Hard Knocks got a bad taste in my mouth, especially what my football team, the New York Football Giants, did with that shit.
I'm gonna say this
And
to
I'm a
Smooth,
Gi-
and I give everybody shit. So here's me giving him shit. My half of my family are a New
um,
York Giants fan, and I called my uncle because my uncle didn't know Jim Harbaugh was being hired, and I turned around and I said,
John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh.
I said, you now have John Harbaugh on your team. You need to win a Super Bowl now. There is no excuses. Giants fans, you have the quarterback, you have the running back now, you have everything in place. You got to start winning. You
No,
need to
and you
be the LA Lakers of New York at this point. I'm tired of hearing about the Jets, and
or
my dad was a Jets fan, and screw the Jets. The Jets suck.
screw it. Fuck the Jets. Fuck the Jets. Please don't like them. Don't like them. Listen,
They did the best move I'd ever seen in my life. They went and got Fields last year.
and they still sucked.
Yes, they did. Yeah, that
And
experiment
they
didn't go
still
well.
please. I got listen. I don't like the Jets after what they pulled off a move in 2011. That is not forgivable. That is unforgivable. You cover up basically before the game week 16, back when it was a 16 game 17 week season. This, by the way, that was the same season that the Giants went on to win the Super Bowl, and they was
I thought you were going to talk about them hiring Aaron Rodgers was the dumbest thing they've ever did.
no, the dumbest thing they did that kind of pissed me off as a Giants fan, when the Giants was playing the Jets um week 16, because the Giants was 7-7, and we had to win the final 2 games to win the division and get into the play, to win the NFC East division and get into the playoffs. They basically, and it was a Saturday game on CBS. They basically covered the wall with all the Giants Super Bowl championship trophies and the years that they won the Super Bowl.
By the way, Stream, this is what you're
What?
going to get when it comes to me and Smooth when we do these shows. Sometimes we're going to go off a little off the rails if we have like extra time. We're talking sports because we
Yeah,
like sports. By the
of
way, ladies
course.
and gentlemen, I like every sport. There's not one sport I don't like. I even championed for curling. Okay, I like curling.
Hmm.
And hockey and a bunch of stuff. When it comes to football, you guys know me. I'm a USC UCLA fan. I root for both because I like both, and I same with the NFL side. I like Sean McVay. My mom does, so
Hmm.
I kind of root for both.
Yeah.
But when it comes to baseball, no, fuck the Angels, fuck Artie Moreno. You guys already know me. I turned into a Dodgers fan 3 years ago out of protest because they traded my favorite player at the time, and they're leaving one to waste away. That's pretty much royalty in MLB. Mike Trout in
I
purgatory.
draw. Mm-mm.
I
So
feel so bad.
and for me, guys, I cheer for the University of Miami Hurricanes football, aka the U, and everybody would know it because of our swagger. And I also cheer on my New York Football Giants, so I'm very good with that. And I'm also a Yankees fan
Oh
with our
God,
27 work.
Oh
with our
God.
27 world championships. That's right. I'm a Yankees
Okay,
fan.
okay, okay. In fairness, I was a big Derek Jeter fan my whole life. A fan,
Well, we
not the
got Aaron.
team.
Okay.
I
Well,
like Aaron
listen.
Judge. Aaron Judge
There.
is great shit. I'll probably see him pass Barry Bonds. Hopefully, stay
Yeah,
healthy.
hopefully. And then for my basketball, I'm a New York Knicks fan. So right now, our
Brunson's
Knicks is
great
doing
shit.
well. But yeah, even though we lost last night to OKC by 3, he had that shot. He had
But
the shot.
I'm
It
gonna
was
say
right
this
there,
about I'm
but
gonna say about your team. I know you're gonna criticize my team too, but the thing about and this
mhm,
isn't a good thing. It's not
mhm.
criticizing. It's more praising. The Knicks sometimes they fall asleep. Sometimes I notice with them here and there they'll fall asleep and lose like 4 games in a row, and you're like, is Jalen Brunson all there? Like, is he just checked
Oh
out,
yeah,
like tired?
mhm.
Because I'll see games
You're right.
where Towns just literally goes to sleep, and I'm like, dude, your guys are down 2 points. You could have made this a tie score game. What are you doing?
hmm
But
You're
hey,
right. Listen.
we'll say this. At least you're not the Philadelphia 76ers
Oh yeah, yeah. Listen.
in that catastrophic
Daryl
team.
Morey. Oh, Morey said something stupid. It was Morey that said something stupid, and and then he had to eat crow just this season here. But to my to my Knicks on that point, right now we're just bored. Right now it's like we're bored. Okay, get us to the play. It's just saying, okay, we'll get our 53, 54 wins or whatever the case. Well, 53 wins or whatever, and just get us into postseason. Because after that, we'll just turn up. So it's just like, give us it.
Here,
Right now,
I'm gonna take a hot take. Dak Prescott, you are the Charles Barkley of the NFL. I'm already calling
oh
you this.
shit. Oh shit.
You will never win a championship, bro. As a Cowboy, good luck. Your owner
Well,
is the problem of you.
ask DeMarcus Lawrence how that feels to be a champion.
It's sad because what's his name? It's sad because what's his name is
D-Law.
unfortunately Jerry Jones will never have his Cowboys win another thing because he hasn't been the same since '94. Unfortunately.
Oh well, Jimmy Johnson. Yeah. Well, listen, he wet the pooch. He wet the pooch on my coach from the U. We gave you a good coach from the U, and you messed it up.
Yeah,
Get out of here,
he did.
Jerry.
Well, before that, they had an excellent coach before before Jerry Jones, and he
Jimmy
fucked that up
Jimmy
too.
Johnson.
Jimmy
You
Johnson,
mean
and then the guy before that, they had a really good coach that was really taking them to some playoffs, and they fucked that shit up hard.
because
So
what was it?
Jerry,
No, not was it Tom Landry? No, Landry was good. Because when he bought the team, Landry was already old, or was already into pasture as a coach.
it was one before Jimmy Johnson that came in and did a really good job, and he was winning, but unfortunately, he wasn't allowed to run the offense he wanted to run.
No, no, and
Unfortunately,
then
because Jerry Jones went the sexy pick with the U and got him, and then won what was it, 3 trophies? Two.
two. Listen, they could listen. The Cowboys should have won the '94 season, but why they didn't do it is because of Jerry Jones. You sit there at some damn to the table with Jimmy Johnson, and you pop off your mouth, and Jimmy Johnson gets mad. What the hell? You could have had 3. Listen, the Cowboys should have had 4 straight Super Bowls. Matter of
Yes, they
fact,
should have.
the Cowboys. The matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, that's listening to this live stream, the Cowboys should have had at least 5 to 6 Super Bowl titles in the '90s. Who was stopping them? Not even my team. They should have passed the Pittsburgh Steelers.
WWE deletes Ricky Saints concert segment from Twitter after fan backlash.
Oh yeah, it was bad. It was horrible.
Yeah, but
It
come
was
on,
fucking.
come on.
It was fucking
Come on, come
horrible.
on.
But you know what? Listen,
I called it Kurt
the,
Angle. I called it. Oh, it's a Kurt Angle segment. It's great.
but see, remember when fans start saying, "You trying to be like Joe Henry? You trying to be like my favorite superstar when you have a catch it like that?" And then all of a sudden, you just want to pull it off by having the same guitar. And I'm like, shut up,
Okay.
fans.
Well, here's my thing. If we're
Mhm.
gonna, and this is in the news, so I'm just looking if there was anything in the news. Oh, Jim Ross said he's not impressed with downhousing. No shit. Downhousing is
Oh,
let
Jim.
me
Oh,
let, okay.
Jr.
I'm gonna put it this way. Danhausen is pretty much Jeremy Lin, basically.
Don't you dare, Jeremy. What?
Jeremy
Shut
Lin, all
up.
right.
See? Oh, yeah, yeah. Why did y'all
Okay.
have to
Oh,
remind me of Jeremy Lin?
okay. The
Lin
guy from the
Saturday.
okay. Okay, fine. I'll put it in a different way. The guy that was part of the Vancouver Grizzlies, okay? The
Oh,
center
thank
back in the
you.
early 2000s.
Big Country Brian Reeves.
Big country, yeah. We'll go that far.
Listen, listen. You can't say Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin was the shit.
Look,
Had it not been for
Danhausen is in. They put him in the top 5 worst debuts. When you do that with the guy that came out through the wall with uh, a Star Wars Trooper helmet, you know it's bad. When people are putting you on
yeah,
that list, that is bad.
and
There's no
then now
doubt.
you got JR, and then JR say he's not impressed. Well, JR knows talent, ladies, folks. JR knows talent. That's all.
Well, let me let
Cause
me
I'm
let me
not
let me put
cause
it this way. Danhausen, look, he wasn't moving the needle in AEW. The man is
no.
blessed. The man is blessed. He got paid shit ton of money. He got a bag full of money for
Hell
some
yeah.
type of and you got fans sitting here going, "Oh man, he's great. He's this." And I'm like, "No, he's not. He's our true 2.0. That's all they're going to use him for.
2.0.
He's going to be the guy
Get
that
the fuck
shows up
out.
behind the scene and says something stupid and everybody laughs. That's it. That's what
Yeah,
he's getting
that's
paid
all I
for.
did. So now he gets a segment with Adam Pierce. He said, Adam, you know what is going on? Hello, Adam. And then Adam's like, well, give me the paper. Oh, what the hell? And then the judgment day comes around. Danhausen, you're a fool. You're a fool.
And I'm gonna take a
and then
hot take. I'm gonna take a hot take real quick for you guys. And I'm gonna say this. And Mike Santana, please don't hate me for this one. But Mike Santana, you went down a couple of pegs, brother. Yeah, I know you're the
oh,
TNA champion, but you went down a couple of pegs, brother. I don't see you WWE worthy anymore. I'm sorry to
damn,
say that. That's way and it's because TNA, the way they're booking you, the way they're
not too good.
presenting you is
Not too good.
not that great. And you would think,
Not too.
and tonight's TNA Impact, right, on AMC Plus and AMC. I want to say something. TNA, the reason I stopped watching you, I watched you every week until the last 3 weeks. Why? Because your presentation hasn't changed. Your presentation and what you guys are doing has not changed. I'm sorry to say that.
No,
And it's really
it
kind of
hasn't.
annoying. I try to watch
It
you.
hasn't. Actually,
I
guys, for me, I stopped watching it a lot with TNA from the time that first episode, from the time they went on AMC, and the lights came on, and after that, I said, "What the hell was that?"
So
That was January
here's what
15th.
we're getting. We're getting Knockouts World Champion ending at Andrea Grace. Well, I'm saying her name right because I don't care. Because let me be real, this is me being savage. She
Ariana
did
Grace, whatever it is.
Aniana Grace. She hasn't done anything to really for me to get behind her on. Like
Nepotism.
Jordy Treat, I like Jordy Treat, but you're. It would be like a minor league player coming out and winning MVP and still hasn't done anything. That's kind of what she is.
Yeah, yeah,
Leon Slater and Nick Nemeth running it back again in an X Division championship match. I could care less.
yeah,
Um, Elena Black and Maria Shade. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest with
yeah.
Elena Black. I'm gonna be honest with Elena Black. Her stock value went down the minute she joined TNA to me. If she would have went to AEW, there would have been a different talking point with me. I don't think she threads the needle in TNA, and it's TNA's fault. TNA is really botching a lot of people, and it's really sad to see in live
Yeah,
time. Like
yeah,
Mike Santana, like I just went. It was great at first. He was in TNA. Now it's kind of going downhill slowly. Like it's the as somebody says on their channel, it's the drizzling shits,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
depressing. Now,
yeah.
oh, so here's a good story for you guys. I know we're going on long because I'm gonna get to game streaming today at some point. I'm having too much fun with this one. So Penta goes on
Uh
X last night and goes on a. I
oh.
was gonna tell. I was gonna tell Smooth this because this story is hilarious. And
Uh huh.
Penta goes and says Dominic Mysterio's a fake Mexican. I died when he
Stop.
said that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He
But
says he
what the
goes.
hell?
Let me quote his shit. What he said. He said he's a fake Mexican. He's a fake son. He's a fake husband. He's a fake friend. He's a fake wrestler in general. Mexico doesn't even want him. Tell him something. Where's Dom's passport from?
Oh shit. Damn Penta. Damn Penta.
He
But
goes, I'm from the real hood of Mexico, brother. This is different between him and I. There's a different bar. I'm like, oh, damn. Oh, damn.
Dom, brother.
Where did he get, where'd
Listen,
this come from? Let's credit this. Where'd this come from? Let's see. The No Contest Wrestling Podcast. That's where this comes from. This is his
oh
quotes from
damn.
it. And then he also went on
Whew.
Twitter and literally said it. You ain't Mexican.
Oh,
If we want to go there, if we really want to go there, Dominic is, but he's Mexican American. There's a difference.
Mexican
His
American,
roots.
but not real
He's not
hardcore Mexican
Penta and
like
his
Penta
brother.
from yeah, Penta and Ray Phoenix. Which by the way, what are we doing with Ray Phoenix on SmackDown? Get him over to Raw,
His brother. That's why.
please.
Okay. Originally, okay. So when his brother signed, he wanted to be his own thing. So you got to give Penta credit. Penta wanted to build his own brand before tagging with his brother. Now here's my thing with his brother. Why are we not putting a belt on his brother?
Bingo.
Like, what are we doing with that one? Like, Ray Phoenix should have a belt in his hand. At least the
Yeah,
U.S. belt. I'd be all right with the U.S. belt. I don't need him to have a major title. Just give him a U.S. belt. Speed championship,
yeah.
something. You know, if you're not going to put
It's
the
like,
two brothers together.
do they even believe in him or something? Because that's how I feel.
Well, when Penta signed originally, he said he wanted to grow it. When he was on podcast stuff, he wanted to grow his attributes first before doing. He doesn't want to be known just as a tag team guy with his brother.
Okay.
So that's why when he said he came into WWE, he wants to win gold first, win a bunch of gold first, and then tag with his brother. And I kind of see that because if you really go there, all he's ever been is tagged with his brother. He's never been his own entity outside of Lucha Underground.
No, no, yeah, that's true.
Like
That's true.
his brother was always his own. His brother was his own entity. Like this is where I wish somebody would pick up the rights for Lucha Underground and bring it back because I did like Lucha Underground. Our
Me
truth.
too.
Okay, our truth. We got to talk, brother. Our truth literally took a picture of him. I love you, our truth,
What?
but bald our truth ain't it, truth. You're
Whoa, he
looking
took a
bald.
photo.
He took a photo of himself looking bald. Like we're talking old man bald. I'm like, damn,
Nah,
bro.
man. Nah, I don't know what the hell was that. Don't know. Don't know
because
what's going on with that, brother.
because he's
We
literally the
this
his,
the what
his
the seniors. The,
I'll put
no,
it
go ahead.
I'll put it this way. Pretty much, our truth is the. Oh, I want to say this in a good way. Our truth is the comedic relief. Let's put it that way
Ugh,
for Triple H at this point.
yeah,
And
basically that.
can we do something WWE, can we go back to black straps for the Intercontinental belt? I said this 2 years ago. I say this now. White straps look ugly on a nice on an Intercontinental belt. I'm sorry, but it just looks disgusting. Because when I
Well,
see AJ Lee taking pictures of her with the belt and her belt in the refrigerator and all that next to her fruit and Duff beer and all that shit, it looks hideous. The white strap just looks like it's like old. It's got like tor
yeah.
in it. Can we just make the belt better? I propose
I
blue
mean,
straps. Blue straps, yeah.
or
Bring
or the fact that or the fact that we haven't seen AJ Lee at least done this as of yet. Like bring back the whole when she was the whole quote unquote Divas champion. She created the belt to make it look like a butterfly.
or better yet, if they won't let her have that, why don't you make the strap like her logo? White, make the strap in white, pink, and black. May it look cool. See, this is the thing I give AEW credit. AEW takes the strap with their belts and they make them different colors for different wrestlers for the hell of it. That's the one thing I like on NXT with what they did with Ethan Page, making his belt Canadian. I was cool with that. Things like that is uniquely different. Let's
It
see. Is
is.
there any wrestling news? Not really. There's nothing more outside of not really anything outside of it. Um I'm basically going to tell you guys this. AEW, their build up to Revolution, they got some bumps in the road. They got a hopefully Collision. They kind of square it off. But my problem with AEW is they don't have a clear direction on rosters. What they need to do is they need to separate the two places. As I've been telling Smooth here, and I've been saying online, they need to separate the two. It's getting kind of out of control with having one set of things because you have too many. You have too many on one side, right? You have too many, and then you have on too many for the main card for the heavyweight belt. Why don't you make a second one? You know what I mean? This is where I would be like, make a second heavyweight title for Collision and just call it the Collision heavyweight title. Do something different. I would have no shame
Yeah.
if they did that. I'd have no shame with that if they did that because they need to. And then like separate the two. Put the Atlantic belt or the international belt on TNT, and then on the other side put put the national title on that. Make that your television title. Separate the two. You know what I mean? Make the two brands different. But like I said, I'm getting too much into the weeds, but I'm just gonna tell you guys the show was decent. I wouldn't call it mid. It did what it needed to accomplish. It furthered your feud with MJF and Adam Page. It furthered, um, it added matches. Like now you're getting, Brody King and Swerve. Um, Tag team titles for the women. That's probably going to be up for grabs coming soon. I think that's going to be the Brawling Birds versus, I think, the Babes of Wrath at this point. Um, I think Tankla and Statlander are going to go at each other again. I think you're going to have a number one's contenders match, I think, between Tony Storm and the Problem Marina Severe. I think that's where they're heading with that. I think that'll be who will go next in line for the title at this point. They got to set up for the next title. Um, Who else? The tag team titles, again, like I said, I think the Young Bucks are destined for that title. They need to put it on them
Yeah,
because the FTR's had it for too long at this point, and they really didn't do anything with the titles to begin with. I think they could do a complete reset here, and they can put it on the Bucks and be fine with that with me. I don't really care for the tag team division in AEW, to be honest with you. The men's side, the women's side is interesting because they have so many different people there. But they buried one of them tonight, last night, and I didn't understand that. And I still am puzzled. You signed them for all this money, and then you decide to bury them. And you didn't even bury like them like good bury. You buried them hard. You made them get squashed. That's the worst type of bury that you could do. That tells me that you have no faith in those girls at all. The inspiration when they were literally TNA royalty coming out of TNA, I thought they were going to sign more with NXT. I thought the inspiration was going to go and be the Iconics back over in WWE. But but we'll see.
no,
We'll see what AEW does. I'm fascinated to see. We got plenty of television. We got about 2 more weeks. Well, no, we got about another week go home shows. So we'll see what they do with the go
yeah,
home shows. WWE
yeah. We'll see
has
what. Yeah,
WWE has
WWE has about
7 weeks, give or take.
six, well, after let me see the SmackDown, and then six more. 6, and then after that it will be down to 6 before
Oh, and then we're
WrestleMania.
doing takeover. We're doing takeover. We're doing stand and deliver. I guess early. I guess that's the new thing, so they don't do it all in one day because wrestling fans were complaining that stand and deliver goes 2 hours before the night one, and I guess they're doing that a week beforehand. I guess because fans were complaining
Hmm.
that they had too many wrestling shows. Guys, when you're going to WrestleMania, and I've been to WrestleMania 2000, you're going and it's a whole experience. It's like a festival. It's like when you go to festivals, right? You're spending 4 days. You got to prepare. You're gonna be exhausted by the end of it. You're paying $40,000. Some of you that are gonna go to it, you're paying $40,000 to fucking sit down for 4 days. You're moving consistently for 4 days. When they did the first WWE Access in 2000, at the time the Arrowhead Pond, it's a whole thing. You're not just going to one event. You're going to indie events. You're going over here because the thing about WWE and what a lot of people don't realize, yes, it's expensive to go to a WWE show, but you got to realize WWE also, all these other companies benefit. They make double the money that they would normally than any other promotion out there. Thanks to WWE. You got to give WWE some credit on that. That they do make the other promotions like GCW, MLW, things like that. I'm not saying MLW is an indie promotion. They're one of the big five. But you guys got to be real with you guys, to all of you that are watching, um, you got to thank WWE for having a WrestleMania like that because they do other promotions profit, like Bloodsport, things like that happen during that weekend. TNA runs a
Yeah.
show. I think they do Collide. I think something like that. They do Invasion or something like that. Something like that. So
Hmm.
you got to realize that there's a lot of shows, and that's why AEW does their own thing now. Now, what I wish AEW would do with their all-in shit, I wish they would treat it as their own WrestleMania and start officially accepting it as WrestleMania of theirs, so they can have all the different conventions and the different events that come around them, so everybody could profit. I think AEW misses the mark when it comes to that. I'm not asking them to compete for WrestleMania, but I'm asking them if they're going to do their own WrestleMania and do it separately, please do it like to where all the conventions and everything can come together. You see, then it would make it interesting and make your tickets cheaper and work with the other promotions. See, they could have a mega show, like they could do something different than what WrestleMania does. They can work with other
Yeah,
companies across the broad to make that show. They don't have to just work within themselves. Um,
of course.
same with their tennis show that they are doing at Arthur Ashe. That's another one that they could be doing a lot of different things with.
Yeah, and you know what? And it's New York City, and and a lot of things can take place with that as well. To where, well, you probably if the Mets if the Mets are playing at City Field that weekend, you're gonna have some AEW wrestlers that are gonna be there to one of them is gonna throw probably two of them throw out the first pitch. One of them is doing an interview there at City Field. One of them goes to talk to Gary, Ron, and Keith in the booth. Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, you're gonna. I mean, like that's taking place, and also like the conventions they can have it like Jacob Javits Convention Center. That's our big convention center here in the New York City area. So they could do that, and then probably have wrestling that could take place inside the convention center too.
Right. Here's another thing I'm gonna say, and it's not me just saying it. A lot of people are talking about the inspiration getting really beat down. Like, I don't know what Tony Khan was thinking, and the way they have them like booked, the way they have they're presenting them is kind of like stupid. I'm gonna be honest about this, and I love both of them. I think they need to be booked differently. That's just my personal opinion. You have them come out with the same music as TNA. You're not using their same stuff. They're how can I say this? They pay kind of homage to the old school diva stuff, and you should have them come out and be sex appeal. I know Warner Brothers Discovery wouldn't have a problem with that. Them coming out looking a little
No,
sex appeal. You should
no.
have that. And to me, having them lose last night like that, to me was just I was rolling my eyes, going, I get the Brawling Birds need a win, and first of all, I wouldn't have the Brawling Birds go against them to begin with.
No, 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 and that was the problem too. You put the Brawling Birds against them last minute. Yeah, they probably was throwing a little bit of shade at the Brawling Birds, but you didn't need to make that match against
No,
them.
what you could have done, the reasons you could have thrown them into a Ring of Honor no name tag team. You could have just done that. Had them come out,
Yeah,
had the inspiration win, made them look good on their debut, but instead, I get that. I get where I get where Tony Khan's going with it, right? I do, because they need him. The women's division tag team wise is hotter than shit, so they have to do something there. But the way they went about it was all wrong. And two, they did debut. Guys, to anybody that's here that's like lacking up this shit that's saying, oh, they debuted. No, they debuted in Australia at a
at
house show.
AEW House Shows.
They didn't even get the glorious part of being on television. That's how much Tony
I
Khan
did that.
gives a shit right now at this current moment about them. This is one thing I will give
Damn.
Tony Khan shit on, is the fact that you should have booked your own people. You should have, if you're signing these people for a lot of money and you're saying, and you come out in interviews, oh, it was inspirational and all this different shit, book them properly. Book them like they're worth $4 million, dude. Like, you're signing them to minimal NFL contracts, big money, then put them out there to be big money, not to lose. I'm sorry to say that. That's like if you go, like, that would be, which I think if they wanted to, that would be like bringing Bailey to AEW and having her lose night one of being in AEW. How does that work? It doesn't.
Listen,
And some people are going to tell me, well, the Inspiration were a nothing team anyway. They were a nothing burger.
What?
No, they weren't a nothing burger team. They were a team that WWE wanted to bring back. Just they couldn't get on. They couldn't get on terms on money. They want to be paid. So what did AEW did? Swooped in and gave them big bags of money. You know, it's the same thing you're
Mm-hmm.
finding out about David Finlay. So here's why David Finlay did not go to WWE. The
WWE.
the reason why he didn't go to WWE sources indicated to Body Slam that Finlay was offered a deal to begin in NXT that wouldn't boggle or budge on the offer, as Finlay ended up picking AEW, going with Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors because of creative and the amount of money they were throwing at him. wasn't good at all. They were treating him like what they were doing inspiration levels. Like he would go to NXT and then they wouldn't know what to do after that. So there's your answer on why David Finlay went to. And by the way, this is not about. It's about money. If you're not going to utilize somebody and you're going to offer them a bag full of money, what's the point? You know what I mean?
True.
I wouldn't want to waste on the bench. What David Finlay
Uh,
has talent. I wouldn't waste on the bench, and he's young enough. But my problem with David Finlay is the same way I feel about MJF, Switchblade, a lot of these other talents. I feel the same. Is they got too much in the main card, too much in the main heavyweight. This is where I say a brand split would come in and then you would treat Ring of Honor as your third brand. That's just my personal
and
opinion.
I feel they should be doing the same thing too. But also, touching on that Jay Cargill situation, we spoke about this. Remember?
Yes, we have.
We spoke of we spoke about that, and now look at it. Because basically, you sent the TK. I'm all right. I'm gonna go over here to WWE. Now WWE's giving you the red carpet treatment and everything. Yeah, you got to show up and win a championship and everything. But it's not even that. It's the fact that you have a disconnect with your fellow co-workers in the back.
Well, here was my thing. I didn't understand why WWE signed her to begin with. That was my whole thing. When I turned around and I said, I don't understand why they signed her when she wasn't that great in AEW to begin with. And I also got flack for saying, and a lot of people in the IWC and YWC, including former community I was a part of, that used to talk wrestling with me all the time, and people would shit all over that community in my own community because they would make up shit and say things that weren't, factual about wrestling because, they have to listen to Dave Meltzer and Vince Russo that makes up so much shit that comes out of their ass.
Hey, you know what I call Dave? I call Dave. I say Dave Meltzer, aka Meltzer Seltzer.
Well, I call Dave Meltzer Dementia Meltzer all the time.
I
The
call him
guy,
Meltzer Seltzer because it's like because every single time he's like, yeah, well, it all goes back to the '90s and all of this stuff. I'm like,
so like
Dave,
when I used to
go ahead.
um about Jay Cargill, I would get flack, and everything I'm saying is true about her. AEW covered her flaws, covered her mic skills, did everything in their power to make her look like a 5-star champion. When I said she's not a 5-star champion, she botched his moves.
Mm-hmm.
WWE thought that they signed her, that they could literally, no joke, shine her up, and you can't take a turd or a broken car and redo it and think you're going to get gold again. It doesn't work that way. And with Jay Cargill,
Oh,
the way Jay Cargill comes out, she comes out and starts talking like she's Carly B. Like, I'm the baddest bitch in the room. I'm going to show all of you blah, blah, blahs without saying the choice words that she's about to say out of her mouth. I'm waiting for her to slip and say some choice words out of her mouth that is derogatory. I'm waiting for it on live television. I know she won't, but when she comes out, it's like she sounds like she's Carly B. Like straight up out the box. And I'm like, you've lost the audience when you're coming like that to the ring like that. You've lost your audience because that's not what I want Jay Cargill to be. Jay Cargill's not ready for that moment, unfortunately. You
mm.
know where I'm coming from with this one, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, no. But then also too, you got to remember with WWE, where WWE, what WWE is promoting. They're promoting the rap game, so they would accept her acting like that, and then just say, well, she got her flaws and everything else. everything else that we can just deal with. But now it's not even just her flaws in the ring; it's her attitude out of the ring.
Well, here's my thing with her. She should have been brought into NXT. This is where people. This is where people got me the. I can say this better. People got pissed at me for saying she should be in NXT. Homer talent. Learn the ropes. Oh, you don't
Yeah,
understand. TK Belcher like $1 million. So if she goes to WWE, a lot of people I used to roll with, oh, you don't understand. If she's in WWE, she's going to be main roster ready. And I said, you're out of your fucking
no,
mind. She's too green.
no,
She only
no,
has four
because when
moves if she's lucky.
yeah, and when they signed her, they put her on the show for about 3 months before she made her debut at WrestleMania 2024.
5.
No, she made her
2024, you're
debut
right.
with
2024, you're right.
22.
And here was my other
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
If you're going to have her throw shade at Charlotte Flair, right? You're going to have her throw shade at Charlotte Flair, right? And you're going to have her go after
yes.
the biggest lion in the lion's den.
There we go.
You should have had her have that feud already. It should have been for this title.
Why not? Like what are we doing with WWE? See, and
Rhea
that
Ripley,
was
I
what
thought
I
was a
was.
B option. I thought Rhea Ripley was a B option, and I know people are going to say, "Well, Rhea Ripley and her work well together." No, Rhea Ripley's a B option. I could tell you
She's a big
probably Charlotte
option
Flair doesn't want to do anything with her, work wise,
with with Jay Cargill.
with Jay Cargill. I guarantee it. That's why the articles are the way they are. I'm not trying to
No,
be mean.
no, no,
I'm not trying. I'm
no.
not trying to hate on Jay Cargill, but AEW really kind of hit her flaws. You're starting to see it in live time. It's and by the way, to a lot of people in the IWC, take your blinders off every once in a while and see what's happening around you because there's a lot of shit that WWE's been hiding. Some of these new wrestlers they've been bringing in, they've been hiding the flaws. For instance, Alexis King, they were hiding a lot of the flaws. Like there was reasons why Brian Pillman Jr. did not get pushed in AEW. There were reasons. He wasn't that great. Like he
Nope.
just wasn't that great. Another person that you're
No.
starting to see flaws on that they signed from AEW. Um, who was the other one they signed from AEW? Rusev. That's another one. You're starting to see like his comeback has not been that great. I'm still waiting. The jury's on that one, but I'm still waiting on that. It's another one that has not been that great. And I'm not trying
No.
to be
He
mean,
hasn't.
but here's the thing about Jay Cargill. Jay Cargill gets butthurt no matter what. I could say Jay Cargill is a stiff board on a tree, and she would fucking get pissed at me for it. But Jade, it's truth. You're bland. The shit you do is bland. Like, look, yeah, you come out in leather outfits and latex and things like that. Great for you, but it doesn't make it. You're trying to be the ninth wonder of the world. The difference between you and China. Here's the difference. China walked the walk. I met her. She walks the walk and steps the step. You fill the room when she's in it. I don't fill the room with you. I don't believe what you're saying when it comes out your mouth. I laugh at you. Like, seriously, like, I want you to make fans feel like you're going to break them in half when you talk. You don't. You just copy something from like a rap feud, and it's like, bro, you're the champion. Act like champion. I want you to go, I'm going to beat your ass, and I'm going to show you at WrestleMania, Rhea, who I am. I'm going to make you chant my name. Or, something like that. Like, I'm waiting for Jay Cargill to take the next step, the next evolution, and she's not doing it. I'm not buying it. When she talks in the ring and goes, I'm the baddest bitch in the world. What are you, Serena Williams? Uh, I'm sorry. Are you Serena Williams, Angel Reese? Which one are you? Because I'm sorry, but it doesn't come off. And I know I'm roasting the shit out of you, but that's how I feel about you. I feel like Angel Reese can cut a better promo than you. That's a fact. That's not me being mean. That's a fact. You can't cut a promo. Tony Khan and everybody else around you in AEW made you look good. And you said you did everything in AEW? You didn't really do very much in AEW. You had a cup of coffee and won a title and hold the title and had matches every 3 months. You were pretty much Roman Reigns of the women's division in AEW. Stop saying you're so-called the GOAT. You ain't the GOAT. You're far from it. Jade, you got to do something to turn your whole thing around. I think fans are turning on you, and the reason why you're acting and lashing out in the locker room is literally because of your attitude. You think your shit doesn't stink. And the only reason you were put there is because of Triple H. Triple H oversold you to the world. But that's my personal opinion. I don't know. How does Smooth feel about Cargill? What does Smooth feel about Cargill? Did we lose Smooth? I think we lost Smooth. Oh, he's talking to somebody. But yeah, that's just me nutshell about Jade Cargill, like her stuff. Like if that's what you guys want to hear from me, I don't care if Jade Cargill listens to this nobody. But it's the truth though. All right. I think we're gonna wrap it up here with talking the wrestling and stuff. Gets to some gaming. I don't know what happened to Smooth. Did Smooth disappear? I think Smooth disappeared. Or he's on the phone. I don't know. But anyway, I want to thank everybody that's on the YouTube side. If you've been watching on the YouTube side, thank you guys. Much love to everybody on the More Wraith Realm TV channel. We went 3 hours, 3.5. That was fun. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching. These long form things I do put on my More Wraith Realm TV channel compared to my regular channel. So when I end this on here, come on over to Wraith Realm, my main channel. Over there. That's where we're going to be. Appreciate Smooth for hanging out and having fun with me for a little bit. We're going to be doing these. We'll do these here and there, depending on how I'm feeling. But just getting back into the stream game of things has been great. So I'm going to wrap it up here on the YouTube side. Come over to Wraith Realm TV. That's where you're going to want to be. And then if you're on my other platforms, nothing's changing. We're just going to change titles, whatnot, and everything else. So, on the YouTube side, thanks for joining.